to Kirkin. He's got it! Auburn offensively doing whatever they want to.
Auburn wins!
Connie Frederick has just run for a touchdown on a fake punt.
Sullivan's going to go very long. For Beasley. Gives the ball up and over and in. I believe.
Go crazy, Cadillac! Go crazy!
The Tigers are SEC champions.
The Auburn Tigers are back!
Hail to the champions!
McElroy feeling pressure down. He goes!
Tigers back on top! Go crazy! See you later, Bama. I'm headed to Toomer's Corner.
Two years ago, we stood here and asked you to believe. Believe on a day where you really didn't have much reason to. My goodness, what a difference 2 years make. Hello again, everybody, in War Eagle. I'm Rod Bramlett with Stan White and Quentin Riggins at Bryant-Denny Stadium, where over 100,000 have gathered, the largest crowd ever, to watch Auburn and Alabama play football. Oh, the reasons to believe are plenty. Week in and week out, we have seen them. It started with the debut of a quarterback, giving us a glimpse of what the future would hold. A challenge accepted by an offensive line. A fourth quarter drive in the bluegrass and a game-winning field goal. Oh yes, this could be something special. A Heisman-winning performance and a statement. A statement that because we are all in, Auburn is here to stay. The largest senior class in school history and a record season for a freshman tailback. Sealed with a kiss from number 34. A division champion crowd. And even with all this, there are those on the outside looking in that just don't seem to believe. There's no way this team is prepared to handle the hostile environment they are about to face today. But here's the thing. When you believe, there's no reason to fear. It has no place in the heart of a champion. So like 2 years ago, we ask you to believe. My goodness, what a difference 2 years make when all you do is win.
That team, you cannot give a statistic for heart and for unity and for family, and that's what they played like this year.
All right, Alabama will be running from left to right, and Auburn's going to fake the off. And kick it away. Let me tell you, folks, both these teams are going to pull out all the stops here this afternoon. Wes Byram kicks it away. End over end. Trent Richardson waits for it to come down. Check that. Jones takes it at the 5 to the 10, 15, 20, 25, and down hard at the 29. Nico Thorpe cuts him down there, and that's where Alabama will start this first possession of the Iron Bowl.
It'll be interesting to see who lines up first over Julio Jones, who just had that return. Last year it was Nico Thorpe most of the time. We'll see what happens today. Will it be Damon Washington? Will it be Nico Thorpe? Thorpe is the taller, more rangy guy, but Washington tends to be a little bit better range cover guy. Anthony
Steen will start at right guard. He is the backup. Barrett Jones, suffering that high ankle sprain a couple weeks back, is not in there, so we'll keep an eye on that spot. Auburn crowds the line of scrimmage as Alabama opens up in the shotgun. They'll drag Julio in motion from left to right. McElroy's going to throw. Steps up, fires, pass is caught at the 35 by Jones. Sandwiched down by Josh Bynes and El Toro Freeman. A pickup of 8, and that's out to the 30, just across the 37, so it'll be second down and a couple.
Pretty good coverage right there. Julio Jones came across the position. Little out route from the slot route. McElroy threw it in there for about an 8-yard gain.
Slot formation to the left. Ball on the near hash mark. McElroy stays in that in the shotgun for the second play from scrimmage. They'll fake the handoff, and McElroy's going to throw out in the flat. The pass is caught by Darius Hanks for the first down at the 44-yard line. Picks up 7. Craig Stevens right there. And it's a first down for Alabama.
Little naked bootleg right there out of the shotgun by McElroy, faking it to Ingram on the handoff. McElroy got a lot of pressure from Fairley coming right in his face, but he threw a little out route to Hanks on a little naked bootleg.
Hanks checks out. Preston Dial, the H-back, comes into the game. And now they'll line up in the Wildcat, Mark Ingram. McElroy is lined up as a wide receiver to this near side. Ingram is going to hand it off to Julio, flip it back to Marquise Mays, around left end, and he'll get ridden out of bounds after 6 yards at midfield by Nico Thorpe. all in all, Auburn did a decent job there, but it's still a nice 6-yard gain.
Yeah, not bad right there. Anytime you run a reverse, you want to try to get a big play, which is 12, 15-yard run, or at least. That time, Auburn did a pretty good job of staying at home and defending that. Mays was taken out of bounds by Nico Thorpe, who stayed at home. Only about a 6-yard gain on the reverse.
2nd down and 4. McElroy in there at the pistol. Now they'll move Ingram to the left of him and line up in the shotgun. Dial lines up to this near side. 3 receivers, 2 near side, 1 to the far side. They'll hand it off to Ingram. He's got a blocker, and he picks up his first down into Auburn territory, crossing the 45 down to the 44, maybe the 43. Josh Bynes with the tackle for the Tigers will spot it at the 44, and that'll move the chains for Alabama.
A little bit of confusion on the defense right there. El Toro Freeman and Craig Stevens couldn't get lined up, and Alabama ran that play right into the void where El Toro Freeman left from, and Mark Ingram was easily able to pick up the first down.
3 receivers to the left, 1 to the near side. Marquise Mays lines up in the backfield with McElroy. They're going to throw the screen pass over here. Catch is made by Ingram, and he picks up 6-7 more yards. So they'll spot him down. They'll spot him down at the 36. So give him 8. Nick Fairley out there to make the stop.
Little quick screen right there by McElroy. Etheridge initially making the tackle. Nick Fairley coming in over top, but an 8-yard gain on first down.
Alabama doing a very nice job on this first drive. Ingram lines up to the right of McElroy. 2nd down and 2. Just underway, no score. 12-16 to go in the first quarter. Mays in motion. Check that. Julio takes the handoff to the 30. And he's hit at the 25 by Mike McNeil and dropped there, but it's a first down for Alabama. 11 yards on the game for Jones.
Well, Antoine Carter's got to make that tackle. He's the defensive end. He was left alone right there to try to take down Julio Jones, and he had an easy tackle if he just does not let Julio Jones get containment. But the handoff, he was able to get outside and get the first down carry.
1st and 10 from the Auburn 25. Alabama down there in field goal range now. Ingram the back. McElroy will line up under center now. 1st and 10, Crimson Tide. Marquise Mays to the left. Jones to the right. McElroy's going to go down the middle, and the pass is beautifully. Oh, they're going to throw a flag on DeMond Washington. Marquise Mays was the intended receiver, and I got to take a look at the play there because it certainly wasn't interference with the hand used by DeMond Washington to knock it away. The backhand we couldn't see. Well, they'll talk about it here.
And we'll see if anything, he got his backhand on the receiver because his front hand was a good on the receiver based off the replay we saw. Now he may have gotten caught. He may have hooked him right as the ball was coming. So Marquise Mays.
Pass interference, number 14 defense, 15-yard penalty. First down.
Give Mays credit. I think he slowed up just a little bit and forced that contact.
Well, he did a good job of slowing up because a lot of times if a receiver sees that he may not catch the ball, he'll slow up and try to gain the contact, and that may have been what happened right there.
1st and goal from the 10. McElroy in the gun. Ingram to his left. Here's Mays in motion. They'll hand it on the inside to Ingram, and he walks in. Touchdown.
Picture-perfect drive right there by Alabama. They get fortune of a penalty to get him down inside the 10, and just a handoff right up the middle, and Alabama just opened up a gaping hole for the Heisman Trophy winner, and Alabama goes up and strikes first.
Beautiful drive for the Crimson Tide to start this ball game.
Well, it's the first time they've scored a touchdown on Auburn since 1996.
Yeah, in the first quarter. Yeah, absolutely. Great drive, and you got to feel much of that drive was probably scripted. Here's the extra point attempt. Good, and Alabama with the early 7-0 lead with 11:34 to go here in this first quarter. 7-play drive, 71 yards, 3 minutes and 26 seconds time of the drive. Mark Ingram with the 10-yard touchdown run, his 11th rushing touchdown of the season, and his 40th career rushing touchdown puts him still in 2nd place all time at Alabama, 1 behind Sean Alexander to tie for the record. Timeout on the field here in Tuscaloosa. We'll be back after this from Cook's Pest Control.
To win a trip to the Country Strong movie premiere, no purchase necessary. Official rules available in-store and at arbyscountrystrong.com for a limited time at participating Arby's. Country Strong, in theaters January 7th.
Alabama with the first score, 7-0 Crimson Tide, 11:34 to go in the first quarter. Let's go down to a Cook's Pest Control sideline report with Quentin Riggins.
Rod, to tip your hat to the defending national champs. They had a great opening drive to go down and put 7 points on the board. Kenneth Carter was in the ball game on that last play with Jeffrey Whitaker. The first time, I think the impact of Mike Blunt not being available to Auburn Tigers, they knocked him all the way back about 6 to 8 yards, guys, and ran right over the top of Kenneth Carter. If he plays, Carter has to play stronger at the point of attack. Now, Nick Fairley, Auburn's All-America lineman, is in the locker room right now being examined. We'll bring you updates as soon as I can, guys.
All right, thank you, Q. Watching him walk to the locker room, he wasn't favoring either leg, but, you know, he's had that shoulder issue throughout the last few weeks. Maybe that has something to do with it. Here's Cade Foster to kick it off. McCaleb in Washington. And it'll be taken back at the 20-yard line. I believe that's Eric Smith catching it over the shoulder and over here near the near sideline. He doesn't have a whole lot of room to run, so he's knocked out of bounds around the 5-yard line by D. Milner.
Well, let's see how this Auburn offense responds. They've been down several games this year, and 3 of the 4 road games, the home team has scored on the opening drive, and Auburn has come right back. Let's see what Cam Newton and company does.
Quindarius Carr will get the start instead of Terrell Zachary. Auburn from the 25-yard line. Dyer lines up as a wide receiver. Now they'll bring him into the backfield next to Cam in the shotgun. He'll hand it off to Dyer, and he has nothing over the right side. Driven back there by the Alabama defense.
Big hole. Mike Berry kept going around end, and Auburn did a good job of cutting off the Alabama defensive end. And if Dyer just keeps going outside, he may still be running.
Courtney Upshaw out of Eufaula, Alabama. First one there. 2nd down and 10 now. 4 wide receivers. Ball between the hash marks. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Auburn going from right to left. And the flags come in. I think Alabama, let's see here, had a late man coming off, but they had 12 men on the field.
And Dante Hightower ran off right before the snap.
Dead ball, substitution infraction on the defense. 12 players did not leave formation within 3 seconds. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
And Tom Ritter, our lead official, so it'll be 2nd down and 5 from the 30-yard line. Newton waits for the snap. Crowd roars here at Bryant-Denny. Here's the quarterback draw. Newton picks up 3 out to the 38. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 2. Courtney Upshaw again in on the tackle.
Little quarterback trap draw over the left side. Got about, almost 4 yards. Sets up a 3rd down and short for Auburn. Coming in, 53% conversion ratio. That's 1st in the conference. That's 3rd in the nation for Auburn on 3rd downs. Big one right here.
From the 34, Cam Newton's up under center this time. Possibly changing his play at the line. They need the 40. Burns comes in motion. They'll hand it off to Dyer, and he loses 2 yards. And Auburn does exactly what they could not afford to do, and that is go 3 and out. Dante Hightower shot through there and dropped Michael Dyer for no gain.
That's exactly what Auburn did not need to happen. 3rd down and a short 2, a long 1 to go, and they get up there under center that time. It looked as if Cam Newton changed the play, which on the road that's difficult to do. Dyer took the handoff and got nowhere.
Ryan Shoemaker waits for the snap here as he waits at the 20-yard line to kick it away to Marquise Mays. Sends that one away from Mays. Nice punt. Hits at the 26 and takes an Auburn bounce. And back to the 18-yard line. Ryan Shoemaker, very nice punt. Gets Alabama back inside their own 20. 38-yard kick for Shoemaker. They say at the 19 is where it was down. And with 9:16 to go in the first quarter, Alabama leads Auburn 7-0. We'll be back after this from Verizon Wireless.
Wonder what happened there because all the talk of Kenneth Carter. Now it's huge for him because Mike Block is out to the third quarter. Kenneth Carter, a true freshman from Greenville, Alabama. We'll see what happens there.
Trent Richardson opens up this drive at tailback in the pistol formation behind McElroy. Slot formation to the right. 4 down lineman for McElroy. Throw out here. Pass is caught by Dial, and he'll have his first down out to the 30. Antoine Carter with the tackle, 12 yards on the play, and so we see Nick Fairley sprint out of the Auburn locker room.
Alabama's doing a good job of that play-action bootleg, that naked bootleg. It's an easy throw. Auburn's a big-time pursuing defense. They've caught him 3 times so far with that little naked bootleg of over-pursuing.
1st and 10 now from just outside the 31. Dial will line up as a wide out to the right side. Williams is the tight end. McElroy's going to go wide open down the field. Jones gone. Touches at the 40, and he is untouched. There was not a soul around it. Touchdown, Alabama.
That's a total miscoverage to Sharvin Bell and Mike McNeil right there going back and forth at each other, and that's pitiful. That's just bad. That is not good at all. Mike McNeil and Sharvin Bell are going back and forth. You've got to have good communication right there. They let Julio Jones. I could have ran by that defense. Yeah. That was just real bad right there. It looked like Mike McNeil was at the safety position, and he just let Julio go right by him. And when you're the safety, you're the last line of defense.
Jeremy Shelley for the extra point. And it's up, and it is good. Boy, oh boy. That weren't pretty at all. 8:39 to go in the quarter. We'll keep it right here with Alabama leading 14-0. And right now the Crimson Tide is clinking on all cylinders here at home.
Well, and Auburn's not helping their cause at all. I mean, the worst thing that can happen is get down by a couple of touchdowns here at Alabama. And that time, that was just pitiful. The safety, I don't know what happened, but I don't know if Mike McNeil thought that Sharvin Bell was running with Julio Jones. Evidently, Sharvin Bell thought that Mike McNeil was at the safety position back, but Mike McNeil bit on a little bitty 5-yard drag route. Julio Jones ran right by him.
From behind and won it. Auburn will have to do that here today on a foreign turf if they want to have that unblemished record going to Atlanta next week.
Auburn needs to be careful now for any kind of onside kick or trick plays because up by 2 touchdowns, a lot of momentum. You can afford to take a few chances now. Auburn better be careful.
Remember, Auburn tried an onside kick last year against Alabama with success. All right. Cade Foster, a freshman out of Foley, Alabama. Kicks it away. End over end. Taken by Washington at the 10. Flag on the play. 15-20. 25. Dragging tacklers across the 30 to the 32. Looks like Alabama may have been offside on the kick.
You're going to have an offsides on Alabama, and I would think that Gene Chizik would take that penalty, or you can't actually tag it on to the run as well, which that would put it outside the 35-yard line if they chose to do that. I think they'll add it on to the run.
There's a nice return by Washington. And right now we'll figure out what Auburn wants to do here. Here's Tom Ritter.
Offside, number 19 of the kicking team. That 5-yard penalty will be tacked on to the end of the run. First down.
So that'll move it out to the 37-yard line. And that's where Auburn's offense will get back out on the field. 3 and out their first time up. 14-0 Alabama, 8:31 to go here in the first. Slot formation right. Newton with Dyer over his right shoulder. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, rolls right. In some trouble with Darius. Now he'll go down at the 29. He spun it back. Loss of 8. Darius and Luther Davis are right there. Back to the just outside the 30 or inside the 30.
Good coverage downfield. That was a bootleg designed to roll out. Hit Terrell Zachary in the flat, and Lutzenkirchen was deep dragging, and it was good coverage downfield by the Alabama defensive backfield, and Cam Newton had nowhere to go on that one.
Second down and 18, or 17 rather. Take the handoff. Newton in trouble again, and down he goes at the 20. He held on to that one too long. Courtney Upshaw with the sack. And Auburn's in some trouble here, folks. They got to get it turned around pretty quick.
Going backwards here. That was pretty good pressure, pretty good actually blocking up front. Lee Zimba, Courtney Upshaw. Cam Newton's got to have that time clock in his head. He got blindsided by Courtney Upshaw, who leads the team in tackles for loss. But that was pretty decent protection up front. Just good coverage downfield by the Alabama defensive backfield.
3rd and 24. Wow. Newton to throw. Dumps it off. Adams catches it at the 21. Incomplete. Nope, couldn't hold on. Mark Barron knocked it loose. And right now, Alabama is dominating this football game here in the first quarter.
Well, they seem to know exactly what Auburn's doing. It's amazing. Auburn tries everything they try. Alabama's right there. They've done a good job of preparation. Got one of the better defensive minds in college football. And so far, everything that Auburn's trying to do, Alabama's got an answer for.
Yeah. Alabama should end up with decent field position here. Shoemaker back at the 10. Here comes pressure. Shoemaker gets it away. High wobbly kick. Mays takes the fair catch at his 39-yard line. Timeout on the field with 7:06 to go here in the first quarter. After the 39-yard punt, Alabama will start at their own 39-yard line, leading Auburn 14-0 in the first, and we'll be back after this from Anheuser-Busch. You can save 20% or more off standard rates with Charter Business Internet and phone and get Charter TV free for 12 months. Switch to the Charter Business Bundle today. Call 877-BIZ-BUNDLE or visit businessbundle.com. Credit Alabama. They have come out guns a-blazing, and they are executing their plan to perfection. Auburn, in the meantime, first time we've seen this Auburn offense, and in particular Cam Newton, look a little tentative back there. Now, a lot of that has to do with the fact Alabama's getting pressure.
Yeah, well, exactly. And that last time on the second down, he had a little bit more time. He's got to have that clock in his head to say, look, I got to tug it and run this thing. Courtney Upshaw blindsided, but now it's up to this Auburn defense. They've got to force a stop right here. They don't want to give up any more points. This thing could get very ugly early.
All right, Nick Fairley back out there. 4 down lineman, 5 across the front. McElroy's going to throw again. Throws out here, wide open. Julio catches it at the 40, 45, and stretches it out, makes the first down. Going to be very close. We're going to give him 11 right now, and yeah, he got that last bit of lunge. Had Stevens wrapped up, or Stevens had him wrapped up, and it's another first down.
Pretty good coverage downfield by Auburn, but Julio was a secondary, just a check down guy coming on basically the fake on the speed sweep, and he was wide open, and Auburn really has got to get it together defensively. Alabama's just, getting 6, 8, 10 yards per play.
Doing what they want to at the moment. Here's Richardson up the middle, and he'll pick up about 2, maybe 3 into Auburn territory at the 47. Bynes and Stevens make the stop, and that may be the smallest game that Alabama's had from the line of scrimmage today, certainly on first down.
And Auburn came into this game 11th in the nation against the run, so that's their strength, and that's what they line up to try to do. And they're still going to try to do that, but they've got to be able to, get some coverage outside. Alabama's just eating them up that way.
Second down and 7. 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. Mays in motion from left to right. Under center is McElroy. Coming across and making the catch is Jones for the first down inside the 40 to 38. Damon Washington right on his back, but 9 yards on the pass play. A beautiful throw by McElroy right on the button to big old Jones.
Yeah, 6'4", 220-pound Julio Jones, a junior right now, going against on that particular play. 5'9", 180-pound Damon Washington. That's a bit of a mismatch right there. Jones got the inside angle on him, a little slant route with pitch and catch for a first down inside the 40.
Coming up on the 5.5-minute mark here in the quarter. Ball at the 39-yard line. 1st and 10 Alabama. Inside handoff to Richardson. Nice cut down there by Tasharman Bell, who's got into the end of the backfield. Picks up 1 on the play, does Richardson. I'll bring up 2nd down and 9.
Little handoff out of the shotgun. Tasharman Bell did a good job of jetting back there and upending Trent Richardson for only about a yard, maybe a yard and a half gain.
Michael Williams, the tight end, comes out. Preston Dial and Brant Smelly both come in. Little confusion on the Alabama offense here. Looks like they may have to take a timeout. Yep, they will. 2nd down and 9 to go for Alabama. The Crimson Tide uses a timeout here, leading 14-0 with 4:48 to go here in the first quarter of play. As we check in now with Paul Allen.
All right, Rod, as we check the Yellowwood scoreboard, a couple of Big East games.
You have to think that Auburn has got to get a stop here. You know, Auburn, the most they've been down is 17 to Clemson. They came back and won the game in overtime, but you know, this Alabama team at home is not Clemson on the road. Yeah. And so Auburn's got to come up with some type of play here. They've got to come up with a stop, force a turnover, force a punt or a field goal at least. And their offense has got to get something going.
Trent Richardson comes out of the timeout in the Wildcat. McElroy is the wide receiver to the left. Julio Jones is in the slot. Preston Dial lines up as the H-back to the left. 2nd down and 9 play coming up here. Richardson takes the snap. He's going to run it off left side, and there's not much there. Play clock was running down to 1 second. Nick Fairley comes in there and plugs the hole, and that'll bring up 3rd down, about 8.
Good job right there of plugging that hole. A host of Auburn linebackers getting in there and taking down Trent Richardson for only about a half-yard gain, setting up a 3rd and long.
3rd and 8. This is the first 3rd down conversion today for Alabama. They need just across the 29-yard line. Hanks in motion from right to left, now back to the right. In the shotgun, McElroy takes the snap. Here comes pressure up the middle, down he goes! Nick Fairley spins him down back at the 48-yard line, and a flag comes in late.
Oh, my goodness. Now, that is a direct result of what has happened this week. That's a pitiful call right there. Absolutely pitiful. Nick Fairley got up and celebrated. It's a referee trying to determine an outcome of a play and a game.
Ridiculous.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 90, defense, 15-yard penalty, 4th down.
I'm going to tell you something. That is absolutely pitiful. Nick Fairley made a sack on him. He got up and celebrated with his teammates.
He took 2 steps. And Zach Clayton and Antoine Carter were there to greet him.
And that is a pitiful call right there. I don't care if I get in trouble for that. That's a pitiful call.
Alabama did the same thing.
Exact same thing.
Celebrated thing. It's still 4th down, though. It's not an automatic 1st down.
I still can't believe that.
And Alabama's going to go for it. 4th down and 4 from the 32. Auburn's going to have to shake it off. McElroy in some trouble. Unloads, and it's caught. Oh, what a beautiful catch on the far sideline by Mays. Kept both feet inbounds at the 23-yard line.
I'm still not getting over that. I know we got to get over it, but that's a pitiful call. That's a referee keeping the drive alive on a massive pitiful call. Greg McElroy did a good job right there of finding the open receiver, but the drive was kept alive 2 plays ago. No question. Man alive, that is so bad.
1st and 10, Alabama now, and Auburn in some trouble here. My goodness, down 14-0, 3:12 to go in the first quarter. Draw play, hand off to Richardson, and he's dropped for a loss of a yard.
You better not get up and do anything, that's for sure.
Well, here's the deal. If you're going to do that, if you're going to be that sensitive, and that did not happen earlier in this football game.
That was a direct result of Nick Fairley catching a lot of flack on what happened 2 weeks ago. That is a referee reading headlines saying, Nick Fairley, watch out, you got to call it on him. And he made an effort to call a penalty on him on any time he made a play.
2nd down, a little more than 10 to go. Ingram, the lone back, McElroy under center. Short drop, cross the middle. Julio makes the catch. 1st down to the 12. Nico Thorpe with the tackle.
Well, quick slant route again. That's hard to defend right there if you run it right. Quick slant that time. Nico Thorpe in coverage. Julio Jones doing a quick slant. McElroy throwing it right in there for the first down.
2:23. Clock runs here in the first quarter.
What's so frustrating about this drive is officiating is not supposed to determine outcomes of games.
Well, it certainly helped keep this drive alive, although Alabama still had to convert that fourth down, but they should never have been in that position, in our opinion. Here's McElroy in the gun. Going to float it for the end zone. Wide open. Hanks, touchdown. $12 yards in the pass play to Hanks. And Alabama is blowing out Auburn 20-0 with 1:58 to go in the first quarter.
Nice throw right there by McElroy to Hanks. A little post corner route. Man underneath. He just outran the defender to the corner of the end zone. McElroy laid it up right there. You got to give that 7 on the head referee, though. That 7 is a congratulations to him.
Extra point attempt coming up for Shelley. 1:58 to go in the quarter. And his extra point is good. Well, this will be the biggest deficit of the year for Auburn. If they're going to win this game, they'll have to come back from 21 down at the moment. 1:58 to go in the first quarter. And it has been complete domination for Alabama. They have executed almost to perfection here in this first quarter. And the Tigers have been unable to stop Alabama as they lead by 3 touchdowns.
And they did. They have dominated the first quarter, no question about it. You don't always call what you see, but always see what you call. Obviously, he just called.
Kicks it away, end over end. Washington towards this near sideline, catches it at the 11, 15, 20, 25, and rolled out of bounds there. There's not much room to run by D. Milner. Here with 1:53 to go in the first quarter. Now, Auburn's down 21-0. We did see some signs there on that last defensive possession for Auburn that they were getting pressure to McElroy. Now, for Auburn offensively, if they can get down and get a touchdown here, you know, it's still a brand new ball game, but Auburn's got to do something.
Yeah, well, now they've got to kind of get out of the comfort zone where they're running it 2 out of 3 times. They've got to start spreading it out a little bit, start trying to control the line of scrimmage and throwing the ball.
Newton in the shotgun. McCaleb and Fannin in the backfield. Newton fakes the handoff to McCaleb and dives forward for a couple. Marcel Darius with the stop at the 27. Actually only picked up 1, so second down and 9. Quickly back to the line. Slot formation right. They're going to run the option. Pitch back to McCaleb around the right end. Nowhere to go. Lost a yard at the 25. Declan Menzie this time. Loss of 2.
Menzie did a good job right there of getting off of Emory Blake. Emory Blake trying to block downfield, and that was the option, loaded option to the wide side. Newton threw it based off of Marcel Darius covering Newton. McCaleb could go nowhere with it. Lost about 2 yards.
All right, now Alabama can really pin their ears back if they want to. Third down and 11. 3 receivers to the near side. That's the open side of the field. Adams, the lone man to the right. Down to 5 on the play clock. Down to 4, 3. Snap back to Newton. Here comes pressure. He eludes pressure. He's on the run, and he's dropped from behind at the 28. Only picked up 3. Auburn's going to have to punt again. And
Cam Newton's frustrated. You can see it. I mean, it's that time they brought an all-out blitz. One-on-one situation. He was able to divert the first one, but Lowry actually came back, I think, and took him down from his ankles, and Cam Newton ran off the field. You can tell he's frustrated.
One of the few times this year Auburn's offensive line is getting whipped. Shoemaker to punt. And that'll bring us to the end of the quarter before he does. Well, Alabama deserves this round of applause from their fans because they have dominated Auburn in the first quarter here at Bryant-Denny Stadium, 21-0. We'll move to the second quarter as Auburn football continues in a moment. Just done nothing offensively. 8 total yards on the day. Yet to pick up a first down. Actually, -8, excuse me. And Alabama, 183 yards of total offense, 156 of that through the air, and dominated the first quarter of play. They got a call that helped them obviously keep that last drive alive. But I tell you, the previous 2 drives, Alabama just simply executed to perfection, and now Auburn's having to kick it away, Stan. They just can't afford, as good as Auburn has been offensively this year, they can't afford to fall behind any more than this.
Well, the only glimmer of hope Auburn had was the sack by Nick Fairley, and Tom Ritter negated that one by a lot, but we won't get into that again. But Alabama has dominated the game so far, and Auburn just had not been able to do anything. You got to weather this storm, but I don't know how much more of the storm you can weather.
Yep. Shoemaker waits for this. Going to kick it away. Not real long. Mays takes it at the 27 to lose the first line of the fence. We get a flag. This may be a block in the back as Mays cuts it back to the other side. He's at the 35 and out of bounds at the 38. And I think they'll bring this one back here. Maybe this will push Alabama back, and Auburn's defense can come up with a big play here. 46-yard punt. Actually, I said it wasn't a long punt. One of Shoemaker's better punts of the year.
A nice hang time as well on that.
A little wind behind him helped. Tom Ritter will tell us what the flag's about.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Number 24, receiving team. 10-yard penalty, first down.
So from the 27, this will push it back to the 17.
And Auburn's they can't give the referees any reason to potentially pull that yellow flag out there because they're looking to do it, and you've got to be disciplined. You got to hurry up and get the play call right here on defense.
Alabama ready to run the play. Auburn comes up there a little bit late. McElroy under center. The light drizzle falling. They'll start from their own 17. Worst starting field position of the day for Alabama. Here to start the second quarter. There's McElroy, wide open screen pass to Hanks. And DeMond Washington comes up and forces him out of bounds the far sideline at the 24, but still picks up 7. We're up second down and 3.
Auburn usually will not play that up close man-to-man on the outside. They'll play a little bubble Tampa 2 type, and Alabama's taking advantage of it. 7 yards on first down. Their success rate on first down has been phenomenal.
McElroy now 11 for 11 all day. In the pistol formation. Pitch it back to Ingram, short side of the field, and he's ridden out of bounds short of the first down yardage needed around the 25 by Freeman and Clayton.
Big third down right here for Auburn. Ball's right on about the 25, maybe the 26-yard line. Third down and a long 1, short 2 right here. Auburn needs to come up with something.
He went out of bounds at the 25, but they gave him an extra yard anyway. Third down and a yard now. From the far hash mark, going from right to left. Ingram in the Wildcat. They need the 27. Hanks in motion. Ingram takes a low snap and has his first down to the 20 or to the 30-yard line. So he popped through there. It's pick up of 4, and that'll move the chains for Alabama.
Little Wildcat, basically direct snap to Mark Ingram. Little trap draw right over the left side. He was able to find just that slither to get in there for about 5 yards and the first down. 2
H-backs into the game, Dial and Smelly. First down and 10 for Alabama at their own 30. McElroy back in the shotgun, Ingram to his left. Slot formation to this near side. McElroy looking, now under duress, going to run right, being chased. He's at the 35, hit hard at the 40. That's close to a first down. Nico Thorpe with the tackle. Freeman took a terrible angle on McElroy, and Greg McElroy just ran around him.
Basically outran him. Freeman thought he had him on the angle, and Greg McElroy, not the most athletic quarterback that Auburn has seen this year, but he's a pretty elusive guy when he gets outside and has that angle, and he picked up 10 yards and up for the first down at the 40.
First down and 10, Alabama, and just continue to gobble up yardage. Leading 21-0 and in control here early in the second quarter. Under center this time is McElroy. Drops straight back. Over the middle. Pass is caught by Ingram. Sets a tackle. 50, 40, 35, 30. Stumbling at the 20. Ball knocked out from behind. It rolls down into the end zone. And that's a touchback. That's a touchback. It'll go back to Auburn.
Wow, what a huge play. What a huge play.
Antoine Carter came up and knocked it from behind.
About 20 yards.
And he was at about the 20-yard line, and it just bounced its way down that far sideline. And that is the...
And now you're getting a huddle.
There's a fumble which went through the end zone. Therefore, it is a touchback. Auburn's ball, first down at the 20-yard line.
Well, either way, it doesn't matter because Auburn either recovered it or it went through the end zone. Regardless, it's a touchback. It doesn't matter either way. It's Auburn's ball at the 20. Big turnover, big play right there for Auburn. Something goes good their way. They get the ball on a turnover.
That is just the second fumble loss for Mark Ingram in over 550 career rushing attempts.
Well, Antoine Carter did a great job. That time, El Toro Freeman missed the tackle.
Yeah.
Ingram showed why he's a great running back. He shook the tackle.
Is it the break Auburn's been looking for? The fumble through the end zone gives Auburn the ball at their own 20. Cam Newton takes the snap, screen pass, dropped by Blake.
Auburn is just out of sync.
Yeah, that's an easy pitch and catch right there.
Well, it is, and that's just lack of concentration, lack of looking the ball in. That's the play that Auburn makes all year. That's just basically a long handoff, and Emory Blake drops it on first down. You can't have that if you're going to try to come back.
2nd and 10. Eric Smith in motion out of the backfield. Another screen pass. This one to Zachary. Makes the catch at the 20, 25, and out to the 29-yard line. That's a yard short of the first down. C.J. Mosley with the tackle. 9 on the play. And here's a big 3rd down and 1.
Auburn comes right back to the quick screen. That time Terrell Zachary, a little bit of a high throw that time, but Auburn's best play so far.
Auburn quickly back to the line. They need the 30 for the first down. Man in motion, McCaleb. It's Cam Newton up the middle. He pushes the pile for Auburn's first down of the day out to the 32-yard line. Picks up 3. Luther Davis at the bottom of the pile. And that'll move the chains for the first time.
Well, if anything, it may quieten this crowd just a little bit because Auburn finally gets a first down with 11 and a half minutes to go in the second quarter.
Auburn picking up the pace. Newton straight ahead, handoff to Dyer to the 35, picks up 3. 2nd down and 7. Luther Davis again, backup defensive end out of West Monroe, Louisiana with the tackle.
Straight handoff right there out of the shotgun to Dyer, freshman from Little Rock, Arkansas, gets 3 yards on first down.
11-12, 11-10 to go here in the second quarter. Little half huddle there. Newton waits for the snap, fakes it to Smith, flips it back to Zachary. And nothing but red jerseys over there. And he loses 5 to the 30. The only white jersey other than Zachary was Mike Berry.
That's good recognition right there by Alabama. Auburn tries a little razzle-dazzle, runs the reverse to Zachary and loses 5 yards, sets up a 3rd down and 12.
From the 30, Auburn needs to get it out to the 42. Watch for the pressure here. Newton to throw, avoids the rush, little jump pass, and this one's dropped by Zachary.
Oh, and Zachary would have still been running on that one, and not a very good throw, but a one you got to come up with when you're wide open. No one covering him downfield, no one. Cam Newton did a good job of avoiding the rush right in his face and found Terrell Zachary.
That's 2 drops on that possession, Stan.
And not a great throw, but it's one you got to catch. When you're wide open, no one's covering you at all. You got to catch that ball. You got to wait for it.
Yep.
Kind of a screwball there by Cam Newton where Wynn got it a little bit, but you got to catch that ball, and he's still running.
Mays back deep. Shoemaker to punt it away. This is a high, short, bad kick that hits it midfield and goes out of bounds. 10:15 to go here in the second quarter. Alabama will have it at midfield after the 21-yard punt by Ryan Shoemaker. And we'll be back after this from State Farm. From the Citizen Education Partnership of the Alabama Department of Public Health and the Auburn Athletic Department. Get your flu shot today. Visit adph.org. 10:15 to go here in the first half. Alabama will have great field position at the 50-yard line. 21-0. And when you get a gift down 21-0, you need to do something with it. And all Auburn could do is move the chains once, and then a couple of drop balls in that last possession stand. I'd say this is just, Alabama is executing, and Auburn is not when they have the football.
Auburn is looking like an incredibly average team right now, and Alabama has a little bit to do with that, but Auburn is doing it to themselves too. That time, Emory Blake drops a little quick screen on first down. They get the first down, but then on third down and long, Alabama has a blown coverage. They leave a receiver on the drag route uncovered. Now, they brought a lot of pressure. Cam Newton did a good enough job of getting away from the pressure, the initial rush, and he found Terrell Zachary. Wasn't a beautiful throw, but a very catchable ball. And Terrell Zachary may have scored a touchdown. He was so uncovered, but he dropped the ball. And that's what you can't do against good football teams.
Be careful here for the deep ball. McElroy under center. Richardson the lone back behind him. Slot formation to the left. Nope, they're going to run it with Richardson off the left side, and he picks up 5 to the 45.
But the luxury that Alabama has now is they can line up in a little ace formation and just run it left and right, and they can run the clock. And that's exactly what they want to do. They have executed their game plan to perfection. Get up early, keep Cam Newton off the field and confused, and then, you know what, let's just pound it a little bit. And I look for them to do that. They're going to do a little pounding, play action fake, take a shot deep.
Richardson behind McElroy in the pistol. Here comes Julio in motion. And they'll fake the handoff and they'll roll McElroy out here, and he's just got to throw it away. He was getting pressure from Igwe. Be careful, Nosa. You don't want to get a flag. Incomplete. The ball comes near side and out of bounds. That'll bring third down and 5.
No celebrating after you make a big play. There's no question about that, because you're going to garner a Tom Ritter flag again.
First incompletion today in 12 attempts for Greg McElroy.
And that was a throwaway on that one. He's just really in control right now.
Third down and 5 from the 45 of Auburn. 9:33 to go here in the half. Tigers trail 21-0. Richardson will line up in a slot over there on that short side of the field. Now they'll bring him into the backfield. McElroy in the shotgun. Here comes a blitz up the middle. Steps aside. Finds a wide open Julio down the far sideline. He is down to the 10, down to the 3. Mike McNeil, 42 yards on the completion. Nice job by McElroy as Antoine Carter was bringing the pressure, and Greg just took a little step to the right. And Alabama has it first and goal from the 3, already leading 21-0.
Game is ugly already, and the thing is, he did a great job of sidestepping a rush. There was pressure coming right up, and Richardson did a good enough job of basically shielding off the defender coming right in the face of McElroy. He did a great job of sidestepping the rush of Antoine Carter, and he hit Julio right down on the corner route down inside the 5.
First and goal for Alabama from the 3. They're going to throw. Richardson wide open. Oh, he dropped the ball at the goal line. He came out of the backfield and couldn't hang on to it. So Auburn gets a reprieve there. You could see him setting that play up from the time the ball went into McElroy's hands.
They're just, Jim McElwain's doing a great job of play calling, and Alabama's doing an even better job of executing the plays, and they've just got Auburn on their heels right now.
Second and goal from the 3. 8:53. Clock is stopped here in the second quarter. Richardson in the Wildcat formation. McElroy, the receiver, to the near side, along with to the left side. Here comes Jones in motion. Richardson takes the snap, and Auburn able to cut him down for no gains. He tried to run it over that right side. There was just nothing there, so it'll be third down and goal. Nick Fairley coming in, and Josh Bynes as well. As Hanks and Mays come back into the game.
Good job right there out of the Wildcat formation of Auburn, taking down Trent Richardson. Nick Fairley did a good job of getting at their feet at the 5-yard line and allowing the rest of his teammates to get in there and make the tackle for no gain.
McElroy in the gun. Hanks in motion from left to right. Third down and goal. Into the end zone. Pass is incomplete for Hanks. Intended for Hanks, and McElroy had to hurry that throw a little bit and put a little too much zip on it, so Alabama will have to settle for 3 here with 8:06.
A little quick out route by Hanks coming across the formation in motion. McNeil was in coverage, and McElroy, like you said, had to hurry that one up just a tad. Igwe and company was putting pressure on it. A little bit of a victory there for the Auburn defense, obviously.
Shelley will go for the field goal here. Nothing more than an extra point from the far hash mark with 8:06 to go in the half. Kicks it up and good. 24-0. Alabama with the lead. 8:01 to go here in the second quarter of play. Timeout here in Tuscaloosa. We'll be back after this from All Kids. Jeremy Shelley's 24-yard field goal capped off a 7-play, 48-yard drive for Alabama. 2:14 time of the drive. All set up by the good field position at midfield as we go down to the sidelines. The Cook's Pest Control sideline report. Here's Quentin Riggins.
How does the Auburn Tigers get back in it with Gus Malzahn's offense, guys? You got to run those draws and screens. Alabama has been teeing off, particularly on second down. Whenever they see Auburn second and long, they bring it from an overload side. Be patient. Cam Newton is rushing. He's not setting his feet. Auburn still has 8 minutes to go in this quarter and then the whole half to get back in this game, guys. Draw screens and play it safe.
8:01 to go in the first half. Foster kicks it away. Line drive. McCaleb takes it at the 7. He's at the 10, 15, and shoved out of bounds at the 20. Alabama doing a good job on kickoffs, getting Auburn over here close to the sidelines and just not giving them a whole lot of room to run. So Auburn will start at their own 20 with 7:56 remaining in the half.
What the kickoff returner has to determine is if it's a middle or a wide return, he has to determine if he's too far over to the sideline to break the contain, so he just tries to get what he can. Good job on the last 2 kickoffs of Alabama doing that.
All right, let's see what Auburn can do here. First down and 10. They have 1 first down in the first half. From the near hash mark, going from left to right. Cam Newton's going to run that quarterback draw. And Dante Hightower can't bring him down after a 2-yard gain. And Cam keeps the legs pumping and churning. And he picks up 5 to the 25-yard line. Good second effort right there. Design quarterback draw by Cameron Newton. He got hit about 2 yards past the line of scrimmage. Just kept driving. And he picked up another 3 on extra effort. 5 yards on first down. 2nd and 5 now for the Tigers. Give to Dyer, short side of the field. Nowhere to go. No gain. Mark Barron, the strong safety, puts the final touches along with Dre Kirkpatrick.
Well, and that play was set up by Marcel Darius. He went through 2 different blocks right there at the end position. Did a great job of fighting through it and taking down Dyer for no gain.
3rd down and 5 from the 25. Newton waits for the snap from Ryan Pugh. There it is. Pump fakes the screen over the middle, caught by Burns at the 40. He's out to the 45-yard line. Nice catch by Cody Burns. It's an Auburn first down. Will Lowry with the stop picks up 20 on the play. And Auburn quickly back to the line. They're going to run another one real quick here.
They got the NASCAR going, trying to catch Auburn off the field. They got the snap off.
Alabama didn't get back in place. Dyer up the middle. He gets to midfield and is hit hard and shoved back. But he picks up close to 6.
And you're going to have a flag, a substitution flag, because Auburn did not substitute. Alabama tried to. And that's going to be a substitution flag. Now, see, Tom Ritter's waving his feet. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it'll be penalty on Alabama.
You don't have to give the defense substitution time if your players do not substitute. And that's going to be a 1st and 5. You got to take that penalty instead of 2nd and 5. You're going to be 1st and 5.
Let's see here. Here's Tom Ritter.
Substitution infraction on the defense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Well, and here's the thing here. The head coach for the University of Alabama was 10 yards out on the field, doing a whole heck of a lot more than Nick Fairley did after he sacked Greg McElroy.
Exactly.
And there was nothing done about that. 1st and 5. Newton to throw with time. Still time. Now in trouble. And he is flushed out and dropped for a loss by Courtney Upshaw at the 46. So,
that time, Cam Newton and company trying to catch Alabama. A little confused again, but they did a good job. And there was a fumble at the very end.
Okay.
And Cam Newton couldn't find anybody downfield and lost a couple of yards on the play, maybe 3 or 4 yards. 2nd down and long now.
Yes. 2nd down and about 9. Back at the 45. Take the handoff to Dyer around right in. Newton rolling right, plants his feet, throws, and it is caught. A sliding catch by Darvin Adams at the 37-yard line. Alabama saying it's incomplete.
What a great throwing catch right there. Darvin Adams was the 3rd receiver coming deep across the middle. 17-yard catch right there. Nice throw right there by Cam Newton, staying in there with a lot of pressure in his face.
They spotted at the 38. 1st down and 10. Auburn fast to the line. And we get... And they whistled that one dead after the ball was snapped.
The prior play is under further review.
Oh, man, the play is under review. Woo! And Mike Dyer shot through that hole. He would be still running right now.
Oh, my Lord.
And the play's under review because you see the Alabama sideline saying incomplete. It was easily a catch.
All right, they'll take a look at it. If it stands, Auburn will have it 1st and 10 to 38. Looking at the replay that we have here.
Oh,
that may get overturned. We'll see.
It actually slid through. I thought it was an easily a catch, but it looked like it kind of slid through Darvin Adams' arms, and that's my mistake on that. I think that's going to be. I think it's going to be an incomplete pass. Yeah, that's going to be the 3rd drop of the game for Auburn.
Yeah. Well, we're being fair and honest here. Looking at it, it slipped through.
Yeah, it would have been a good catch because it was almost a blind catch with Dante Hightower right in his face, but that's gonna be overturned. Yeah, I think it's gonna maybe put it on 3rd and 8, 3rd and a half. 9.
Yeah.
But the thing is Auburn, did they get the snap off?
Yeah.
Obviously they didn't, but
Auburn trailing 24-0, and they're just looking for anything good to happen for them here in this 1st half, and so far it has not.
Well, and if he plays back, Cody Burns made a nice catch on a little fake pump on the quick screen by Cam Newton, and he was able to beat Mark Barrett off the line, and Cody Burns kind of reaching behind himself, making a grab for 1st down, and that's really been the best catch of the day. Struggle with this cold weather and this drizzle.
I think Auburn's upset with the fact that it appeared that they stopped after the ball was snapped.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you run that NASCAR and you get up there, they were taking the snap, and Tom Ritter, obviously he got the buzz down before he thought he got the buzz down before the snap went, but to us it looked like the snap was off.
Here's Tom Ritter.
After further review, the pass is incomplete.
Well,
and that's the right call.
It is the right call. It is.
I'm not going to agree with every call Tom Ritter's made today, but that particular one is the right call. It was a drop ball, and it goes back, and that's what the review is designed to do.
So with 5:52, Auburn now will be looking at 3rd and a long 8 if they get the spot correct. Which,
well, now it's looking like 2nd and short, but I think it's supposed to be 3rd down and 7 or 8.
Now Nick Saban again comes running out on the field.
And Nick Saban's halfway out past the numbers, and that is strictly supposed to be a penalty if he's out there. But now I think they're going to get it right. Maybe 3rd and 6 or 7.
Yeah, it should be back. Well, it's at the 47 of Auburn. That's about right. Although Auburn may be getting a yard or so here on this spot. Here comes that crowd. 3rd down and 7 for the Tigers. And here comes the blitz. And a beautiful throw and catch to Cody Burns. He catches it at the 40, had to climb the ladder, and it moves the chains.
Nice
13 on the play.
The blitz came from that side, and Cam Newton saw it. Quick slant route to Cody Burns. He does a great job right there of finding the open guy.
Auburn quickly to the line in the pistol formation. Newton turns and gives to Dyer up the middle. Pushes the pile forward for close to 5 yards down to the 35-yard line with 5:30 to go here in the half. C.J. Mosley and Luther Davis combined.
Auburn's got a little bit going right now. They got a little momentum. They got to keep it going and keep Alabama on their heels.
Second and a long 5 now. Slot, check that. 4 receivers, 2 to each side. Newton steps forward. He's going to throw deep. He's got a man down there. It is caught. Touchdown Auburn. Emory Blake. 36 yards. He bobbled it as he crossed the goal line, but he held on, and the Tigers are on the board.
What a play call right there, and what a play-action fake by Cameron Newton. That time he took the shotgun, faked it, looked like he was going to run a quarterback draw, popped back up tall, and threw a nice go route to Emory Blake for Auburn's first touchdown of the day.
And now Byram to attempt the extra point with 5:08 to go here in the half. That kick is up, and the kick is good, and Auburn is on the board 24-7 with 5:08 remaining in the first half of play.
What a drive. That is a drive right there. When your back's totally against the wall, you got to come up with something. Great throw and catch right there. Cam Newton to Emory Blake.
For Emory Blake, his 6th touchdown catch of the season, and he gets Auburn on the board, and the Tigers now trail by 17.
Boy, and he bobbled that ball initially on it.
Time now for a Royal Sausage scoring summary. Royal, the best sausage, bacon, and ham you'll ever taste.
It's imperative if Auburn is going to get back in this thing. They started right there, 24-7, started eating into it a little bit, but it is imperative you have good coverage, and it's equally imperative that the defense comes out and forces a punt.
Wes Byram tees it up between the marks at the 30. Richardson to the far side, Julio to the near side. And Byram, end over end kick. Jones takes it back at the 7. He's ahead of 10, 15, 20. And brought down at the 23-yard line. Emory Blake, who just caught the touchdown pass, comes in to finish things off there. And Alabama will start at their own 23-yard line with 5 minutes even to go here in this first half of play.
Good coverage downfield right there. Julio Jones caught it, got out to about the 23-yard line, but nice pursuit, nice coverage down there now after this Auburn defense.
Yep, Auburn has dug themselves a deep hole. They've chipped away a little bit here, cutting the lead for Alabama down to 17. Now Auburn's got to come up with a stop, something they've not been able to do so far against this Alabama offense. Here's McElroy over the middle, tipped up in the air and incomplete at the 35-yard line. It falls and intended for Marquise Mays, and that ball was up in the air forever.
Well, Josh Bynes did a great job right there laying the lick on Mays on a little slant route underneath, and it looked like that McNeil was going to be able to come up with that pick right there.
Alabama quickly to the line. 2nd down and 10. Play action. Here comes pressure. Carter hits him. Pass is complete to Dial, but he's cut down after only a yard gain. Maybe 2 on the play. DeMond Washington over there, along with El Toro, Freeman, and Antoine Carter with the pass rush. On that last one.
Great job right there, Antoine Carter getting in the face of McElroy, forcing that quick throw, and DeMond Washington upending Dial on about a 2-yard gain.
Auburn fans up in this north end zone trying to make some noise. 3rd down and 8. Alabama needs the 33. McElroy waits in the shotgun. Here comes pressure again. Pass is complete and caught at the 35-yard line to Darius Hanks, and that's a first down. 9 yards on the play.
Oh, it's a good throw right there. That time, it looked as if Noza Igwe was actually dropping into coverage on a zone blitz, and McElroy saw it and was able to get it to Hanks. That was a big conversion right there.
First down and 10. 4 minutes to go here in the half.
That was a big play right there by the quarterback. He stood in there tall and threw that ball out there.
Slot to the right side. McElroy in the shotgun. Ingram in the backfield with McElroy. They'll move the tight end Williams over to this left side. Here comes a screen out to Julio. Makes the catch, jumps over a man. He's at midfield in Auburn territory to the 41-yard line. Mike McNeil finally bringing him down. A good block out there from Hanks. 24 on the play. Hanks took out Washington. And now Alabama again. Auburn hasn't been able to stop them. Not one single time have they been able to stop Alabama on offense today. 3 touchdowns and a field goal. And once again, Alabama is moving it after Auburn scored the touchdown.
Well, they're not having a lot of success running the ball, but Alabama's just doing what they want to, throwing the ball on quick screens, throwing it downfield, and moving the chains. 1st and 10 from the Auburn 41. McElroy to throw again. He'll dump it underneath this time Ingram. Ingram 40, Ingram 35, Ingram 30, Ingram 25, and out of bounds. That's bad. That's just bad. That's a little quick screen right there to Mark Ingram, and Mark Ingram picks his way for about 16, 17 yards for another first down. That's just bad defense right there. That's all it is to it. Alabama's doing a good job of executing, but it's just bad defense as well to allow a running back to not be touched till he's 12, 14 yards downfield.
1st and 10 Alabama from the Auburn 24. Alabama marching it down the field. Taking away what momentum Auburn had. Here's Mays in the slot to the right with Dial.
Well, they need something. Timeout, maybe it'll help them.
Stops the clock with 2:41 to go. They'll give us time to remind you our next broadcast comes your way tomorrow from the Auburn Arena. The Auburn men's basketball team takes on Jacksonville. The Dolphins come to town. We'll be on the air tomorrow night at 6:30 Central. Then Tiger Talk next Thursday as we get you ready.
That last drive offensively. Then on defense, they force the first 2 plays, and they force a 3rd down and 8, 3rd and 9. And it looks like they bring what's going to get to McElroy on a zone blitz, and he does a great job of standing in there and throwing it out there. A risky throw, but he made the throw nonetheless, and he moved the chains, and now Alabama's 1st and 10 inside the 25 at the 24.
McElroy has thrown for a career-high 318 yards in less than 1/2 a play. 1st and 10 Alabama. There's this quick screen again, this time caught by Ingram. And he's down inside the 20 to the 19, maybe the 18-yard line. Just across the 19, pick up about 5. Stevens and Etheridge with the tackle.
Well, it's a long handoff is all that is. And I think Alabama, really their game plan, I thought they would try to come in here, and they probably is once they get up enough, is to come in here and try to pound it between the tackles. But that's all they're doing is spreading it out and throwing the long handoffs and getting 5 and 6 yards on 1st down.
2nd and a long 4 now from inside the 20. Clock down to 2:05. McElroy, another pass. Complete again. This time to Dial. 1st down inside the 10, down to the 8. Zach Etheridge with the stop, picks up 11 on the play.
Well, I mean, they're just doing everything they want right now, and Auburn is just really struggling defensively. We knew the defense was not their strength, but they've gotten better as games go on, but Alabama's having their way right now.
Yeah, I mean, people said, well, you know, if it's a scoring contest, don't think that very many teams could just outscore Auburn in a shootout. I'm not so sure that's not the case. Toss sweep to the short side, Ingram. Nice cut down by Tisharvin Bell. Ball comes loose, but Alabama recovers. That's a 2nd fumble for Ingram in this game, but he didn't lose that one. Chance Warmack fell on it.
Well, good job right there by Tisharvin Bell, kind of going underneath the blocks, upending Ingram for the fumble. He may have lost a yard on that play.
2nd down now. And a goal to go from the 8.
Well, look for Alabama to go right back to the air.
Number 8 against DeMond Washington. Lines up to the right side. And now with 1:02 to go.
Unless the Auburn line had a wrong defense in there, you don't want to waste all your timeouts hoping that your offense will get the ball back. But Alabama, you got to do that. I mean, few drives today, Alabama's been benefited from a penalty, but other than that, Alabama's dominated the game on offense and for the most part defensively as well. -1 drive for Auburn, but Auburn's got to step up right here, show a little heart, and force them to at least a field goal.
All right, here we go. This time they come out without Jones. Check that. He's to the near side now. Hanks is out to the far side. To Charvin Bell lines up against Jones. This time Ingram in the backfield. And they're just going to float. Oh, he's not going to get the chance. Ball is loose. And Auburn recovers. McElroy got whacked. And Auburn fell on it at the 13, maybe the 12-yard line.
Nick Fairley coming up huge. Put the blast on McElroy and recovered the fumble, and it sat there for seconds and seconds, and Nick Fairley comes up with a huge turnover with 54 seconds to go in the half.
That is big, and there's that 0 as Fairley blew out Anthony Steen at right guard, and here come the Tigers from the 12 with 54 seconds to go in the half.
Boy, that was huge.
Oh, was it ever. Now, take care of the football. McCaleb is in the backfield with Newton. See if Auburn gets fancy on this thing. Fake the handoff. Newton going to throw. Right sideline. Adams catches it. And out of bounds across the 30 at the 32-yard line, stopping the clock with 49 seconds to go here in the half.
Nice throw and catch right there. Darvin Adams on the post corner route. Nice protection right there. Cam Newton steps into it, and he looks like he's getting a little bit more comfortable back there at quarterback now.
1st and 10 for the Tigers. They look over the sideline. Fannin is in the backfield. Play clock at 15. Clock is stopped with 49 seconds. They move Fannin from the right of Newton to the left. 4 receivers, 2 to each side. Auburn's going to throw again. Caught? No. Adams came down with it, but out of bounds at midfield.
Wow.
Drake Kirkpatrick tipped it up in the air, but I think Darvin came down with it out of bounds.
And that's going to be one that's going to have to be reviewed, I believe, because it was tipped up. It was a seam throw. Cam Newton tried to get it in there, and it was tipped, and then Darvin came up with it. It was not bobbled. Oh, that's got to be reviewed. That has got to be reviewed. That's a catch right there.
They look like they're going to review it.
Man, that's got to be reviewed. That's such a close one.
2nd down and 10. Draw play, handoff to McCaleb, and he gets it to the 33. C.J. Mosley was able to run down McCaleb, had a good angle on him.
That's that wraparound draw, and I'm still trying to figure out why that last play was not reviewed. I just can't figure it out.
Well, only no gain on the play at the 32 is where they went down. 3rd down and 10. Play action. Newton goes down at the 24-yard line. Timeout Alabama with 11 seconds to go in the half.
Well, and Cam Newton, he's got to realize now when he gets back there and his first or second guy's not there, he's got to tuck it. He has killed defenses by tucking that thing. He's just letting the pressure. Courtney Upshaw doing a good job right there. He's got to have that clock in his head because he's so elusive back there. You go 1, you go 2, and then you got to tuck that thing and run it because he's so athletic. A couple of times today, he's hesitated a little bit longer than he had in the past.
So a timeout used by Alabama. Auburn unable to do anything with not much time to work with, but you really would hope that they could have moved the chains at least one more time.
Boy, and that last one, looking at the replay again, that ball was a catch. Looking at the replay from the other end zone, that's a catch by Darvin Adams. Why on earth was that not reviewed at least? That's just amazing to me why it was not reviewed.
Well, it's amazing to me now that we look at it.
He grasps it, he pulls it in, no bobble, and it's a catch. And they do not, and they call it incomplete, which is a bang-bang play. I can see that, but it's got to be reviewed.
Here comes the pressure. Shoemaker, a line drive away from Mays. It'll hit at the 40 and bounce down to the 33-yard line. And that'll end the half. Well, to be honest, the way Alabama played in the first half of this football game, Auburn could be down by a lot more than 17. A big turnover late. Auburn will get the football first in the second half, trailing Alabama 24-7. Paul Allen will be along with our halftime report when we come back as Auburn football continues in a moment. All right, let's see what we get here. McCaleb and Washington back deep.
Boy, it'd be nice to get a return out to midfield or so.
You know, Gene Chizik not getting anything out of the special teams right now. That's going to be part of this comeback if Auburn's to come back from this 17-point deficit.
You got to be careful, just like Auburn did last week. Just like Auburn did last week coming out of the gates. Watch out for the kind of trick onside.
Cade Foster is the man to kick it away. And he's going to kick it deep. Washington comes up, takes it at the 10, 15, 20, 25, and gets out to the 30. Keeps the pile moving to the 31-yard line. Auburn football is brought to you by Ford. If Auburn is your team, then F-150 is your truck. Visit AuburnSaturdays.com.
It starts right here. 14:51 to go in the third quarter. Auburn has got to start moving the chains. Imperative. Got to get some points on the board in this first drive.
Still overcast. Lights are on. Now it's just cold. Ball on the near hash mark. Auburn going from right to left to start the second half of play. First down and 10. Cam Newton takes the handoff and keeps it himself and loses a yard as Dante Hightower comes shooting through there.
That was just a blitz. Perfect time right there by Dante Hightower, right into the motion of McCaleb, and Cam Newton went down for about a yard loss.
Second down and 11. Not a good first play from scrimmage, to say the least. Newton directs traffic, waiting for the snap. Makes that handoff, steps back, wants to throw, goes downfield. Zachary makes the catch, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Auburn! 70 yards!
Exactly what this offense needed right there. A play-action fake, and he rolls out to the wide side, and he hits Terrell Zachary. And I tell you what, Zachary did a fantastic job of pulling that ball in because the safety was right there, and he kept his feet, and he went in for the touchdown. Now we got a ball game.
Wes Byram in to attempt the extra point. Auburn strikes in 56 seconds. Place. Kick. It's good. 24-14 with 14:04 to go in the third quarter. And now Auburn's made it a ball game with their offense. Now it's time for that defense to step up as well.
No question about it. That's exactly what the doctor ordered. 2 plays. You just said it. You got it out of your mouth. Not a good first play, and then they come right back. And it was a great play by Terrell Zachary because the ball was actually floated a little bit too high from Cam Newton, and Terrell Zachary just took it away from it. Looked like Mark Barrett has come out and done a better job executing in second halves.
Richardson and Julio Jones back deep. Wes Byram will tee it up between the hash marks at the 30. After a 1-yard loss on play number 1, play number 2 goes for 70. And going from not the greatest start to the second half, it went to a pretty darn good one. That 70-yard play ties for the 5th longest play from scrimmage this season for Auburn. Touchdown play this season for Auburn. Tigers have cut it to 10 now. They got to get some good coverage and get some defense out on the field to make a stop. Byram kicking into the wind. And it will go out of bounds at the 3-yard line. And that'll give Alabama great field position. He was trying to angle it away from Jones towards this near pylon of the end zone. And that's the first time. I think that may be the first time we've seen Auburn kick one out of bounds this year.
Boy, that's huge right there. Ball's going to start on the 40 right there. And those are things when you're trying to claw your way back into a game, you just can't have those type of things. It looked like Auburn may get a break because it bounced on the 3, and if it bounced straight, it goes into the end zone for a touchback, but it bounced left. And now Alabama's in business at its own 40.
All right, up by 10, 24-14. Alabama with the football with great field position at their own 40-yard line. Ingram in the backfield. McElroy under center. They'll turn and hand it off to Ingram. And Auburn brings him down, but not before Ingram picks up close to 5 yards. To the 45, Nick Fairley and Craig Stevens in on the stop. It'll be second down and 5 now with 13:47 to go.
And with a 10-point lead, Alabama has the luxury of being able to try to run some clock now. Able to run that clock a little bit and slow it down.
It's gut check time for this Auburn defense. They were absolutely maligned and gashed in the first half of play. Short drop for McElroy. Pass out here, incomplete, intended for Marquise Mays, and one of the few bad throws we've seen from McElroy. He threw it 2 yards short of him. Nico Thorpe had the coverage.
You know, that was a miscommunication. Mays never turned around. He kept going like it was a fly route, and McElroy threw it like it was going to be a hitch route. And I tell you what, they're lucky that Nico Thorpe lost his footing there because Mays thought it was going deep. McElroy thought it was a hitch.
All right, here we go. Alabama good on third downs. They haven't had many today, 3 of 4. They need just a smidge over 5 yards to get for the first down. In the shotgun is McElroy. Slot to the left, one receiver to the near side. McElroy, pressure up the middle, cross the middle. Pass is caught just shy of the first down at midfield by Darius Hanks, and Mike McNeil gave him a shot.
Boy, it's going to be about a half a yard short. A little drag underneath route. McElroy hit Hanks, and McNeil just lit him up, and they are going to, Alabama's going to go for it on their own 49. And it's big right here for Auburn.
Auburn trying to get the right personnel in.
You got to watch for a delay snap, trying to jump Auburn off.
Ingram is a tailback, fourth down, a little less than a yard. McElroy sneaks it ahead, and I think he got it.
Well, all he had to do was get to midfield.
Yeah. Auburn now with Mike Blanc available and Michael Goggins, of course, here in the second half. And that gets them the first down and 10 at midfield. 12:35 to go in the third quarter. Auburn trailing by 10. Jones or Norwood flank out to the left. Mays to the near side. Ingram the tailback to the left of McElroy in the shotgun. First down and 10 now from midfield. They'll bring Mays in motion. Inside handoff to Ingram, and he slipped down, picks up a yard and a half, maybe 2. El Toro Freeman nearest man there, but the defending Heisman Trophy winner just had his feet go out from under him.
Good job. A little bit, but was able to get enough on Mark Ingram to take him down for only about a yard and a half gain.
Second down and 9 now. This time Mays is in the slot to the left. Richardson and Ingram in the game at the same time. They'll line up Ingram as a wide receiver to the near side and put Richardson to the right of McElroy. Vallejo slaps it back to McElroy. Here's a little dump pass underneath Ingram, and he slips down and allows El Toro Freeman to come in and make the stop. Trent Richardson with the catch, and he goes down in midfield for a loss of 3.
Great recognition right there by El Toro Freeman. Richardson took the screen play to the weak side, lost his footing a little bit right around midfield, but Freeman was right there. Didn't look like he was going to get anywhere anyway. Third down and long. Huge play right here for the Auburn defense.
Third down and 10. Alabama needs the Auburn 40.
Be careful of a draw right here.
This is the longest third down conversion attempt that Alabama's faced today. Hanks in the slot to the left. And Alabama needs a timeout with 11:02 to go. The Auburn crowd up in the north end zone making some noise. Tigers feeling a little momentum. They've cut it to 10. Alabama using the first time out of the second half. They lead 24-14 and looking at third down and 10 when we come back to Tuscaloosa after this from Golden Plate. Third down and 10 for Alabama from midfield.
Huge play right here. Huge play. 11 minutes to go in the third quarter. Auburn much better in the second half of games this year, only allowing 26% conversion rates on third down as opposed to 38% in all their games. So they're doing a lot better job in the second half this year. Doesn't get any bigger than this one right here.
Here we go. Mays and Hanks off to the left. Jones to the near side to the right. Preston Dial is in there as an H-back. He'll line up over here on the right side behind Jones to the near side to the right. Dial is an H-back. Line up over here on the right side behind Jones to the near side to the right. Dial is an H-back. Line up over here on the right side behind Jones to the near side to the right. Dial is
right there by
an H-back.
Right there by there by
here on the right,
right there by
behind
right there by
Jones
right there by
near side,
right there by right there by
Dial is
right there by
an H-back.
Right there by right here
on the right
right here
behind
right here
Jones
right here.
Near side.
Right here. Right here.
Dial is
right here.
An H-back.
Right here.
Up
right here.
Here on the right. That out behind. That out. That out. Jones that out near side. That out. That out. Dial is that out. An H-back. That out. Up. That out here on the right. That out behind. That out. Sonoy. Jones Sonoy near side. Sonoy. Sonoy. Dial is Sonoy. An H-back. Sonoy. Up. Sonoy here on the right. Sonoy behind. Sonoy. Sonoy. Jones Sonoy near side. Third down. Pin. Dial is third down. An H-back. Pin. Up. Third down here on the right. Pin behind.
Was to try to create a big play on first down, whether it be a loss of a yard or whatever. So look for Auburn to maybe start getting back into their quick screens and try to take a little pressure out of the box right there, because Alabama's goal is to not let Cam Newton get past the goal, the line of scrimmage.
Let's go down to the sidelines. Cook's Pest Control sideline report with Q.
Thanks, guys. Alabama's taking a page out of Clemson's book. They're taking their defensive ends, guys, and really slow playing the outside. That's why Marcel Darius, it seems like he's all over Cam Newton, because they're slow playing everything outside. So the reverses, the sweeps are not there right now, guys. Not there yet.
First and 10, Auburn from their own 18. McCaleb slides to the left of Newton. Cam's going to run the quarterback draw. Dances his way through a small hole out to the 24-yard line. As that's a pickup of 5. Lee Zimba and C.J. Mosley got tangled up, and their momentum carried them 4 or 5 yards past the play.
Well, it's a good job right there. Cam Newton using patience right there. Lee Zimba did a good job of blocking. He set his block up, got 6 yards on first down. That's what Auburn has to do on first down.
Second down and 4 to go. Barron finally gets him out of bounds at the 39-yard line. Picks up 16 on the speed sweep. Cody Burns with the block, and that's a first down for Auburn.
Boy, and a good block outside by Cody Burns to upend his defender. Now look at Auburn running the NASCAR. Got Alabama on his heels a little bit.
First down and 10. Auburn wanting to run a play quickly. Newton up to the line. A little confusion for the Auburn offense here. Ryan Pugh telling an offensive lineman to each side what's coming up here. This time they'll hand it off to Dyer. Nowhere to go to the outside. Tries to turn it up and ends up maybe picking up a yard to the 40. As Daquan Minzy got in there. Got him down, and Auburn quickly back to the line. Second down and 9.5. 9.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. 4 receivers, 2 to each side. Newton crosses the middle, and Eric Smith, a little high, but he should have had it, but also hit as he caught the ball or attempted to catch the ball by C.J. Mosley, and that'll bring up third down and 9.5.
Well, and that's at least 3 or 4 balls today that were very catchable balls that Auburn has had trouble bringing in. And, you can't have tip balls in the middle. It was just a little sit-down 5-yard route, and Eric Smith couldn't come up with the grab, but a big third down right here for Auburn.
Auburn just 3 of 8 on third down today. Auburn looking to the sideline for a new play with 9:22 to go. Third quarter, down by 10. The sun comes out for one of the few times today, although the field is in the shadows. Newton takes the snap with 2 on the play clock. Now here comes the pressure. Darius flushes him out. Cam's on the run. Throws it downfield. Adams behind him, incomplete at the 45. He had a step on his man, but Newton threw it behind him, incomplete.
Yeah, that was one where it was just good coverage downfield. They knew they had to get a long way, and Cam Newton got flushed out and was not able to find anyone downfield. A little last-ditch effort to try to get it to Darvin Adams, but he threw it behind Adams on the deep drag route. Adams had a good effort to it, but that ball's actually in front of him. Barron probably comes up with the interception.
Shoemaker back to punt. Mays back at his 20. Shoemaker. Line drive kick. Mays calls for the fair catch, takes it at the 24, and that's where Alabama will start this possession with 9:05 to go in the third quarter. 36-yard punt for Shoemaker, and Auburn comes up empty on their possession, and Alabama will start from their 24, leading Auburn 24-14. We'll be back after this from Chevron.
And
9 back here at Bryant-Denny Stadium. Paul Allen with a check of the Yellowwood scoreboard. Nebraska putting it on Colorado at the half in Lincoln, 17-3. The number 16 Cornhuskers lead that one. UCLA making a late bid to get to bowl eligibility. Right now they lead Arizona State down in Arizona, 17-14 to score there as they play late in the first half. Rod?
Thank you, Paul. Here, Auburn trailing Alabama 24-14 with 9:05 to go in the third quarter. Auburn has scored 14 unanswered to get back in this thing, and now Alabama back on the field offensively from their 24. First down and 10. McElroy in the shotgun. They'll play action to Ingram. McElroy feeling pressure. Down he goes at the 23-yard line. Michael Goggins comes in and swallows him up. That's a sack for Auburn. Back at the 20, just a 22.5 is where they'll spot it down.
Well, if there has been a knack on McElroy this year, came into the game giving up 27 sacks. He tends to hold on to the ball sometimes way too long. Michael Goggins, who was suspended for the first half, comes up big right there with a 2-yard loss.
3 receivers to the open side of the field. That's the right. There goes Brandon Gibson in motion now. He'll line up on the left side. Screen pass to Julio. Catches it at the 20. Drags a man downfield at the 25 out to the 27-28. Zach Etheridge finally brings him down. Picks up 5. McElroy took another little lick as he turned loose of the ball.
Boy, that was a good effort right there by Julio Jones. He caught it. Looked like Zach Etheridge. There was one blocker for 2 defenders. Damon Washington did a good job of getting off Hanks, but Julio Jones had good individual effort there to get another 4 yards after he got hit.
3rd and 6 now from the 28-yard line. Alabama needs the 34. Hanks and Mays to the left. Jones to the near side. Ingram the tailback. Alabama in the gun. McElroy to throw. Hit as he throws. Deep downfield. Incomplete. And there's pressure on the quarterback. And a flag comes in from across the field at the 27. Let's see what this is about. I don't think it was an offside.
We'll see. I don't know. It's against Alabama, according to Antoine Carter.
Yep.
Legal man downfield.
Yep. Pressure on the quarterback stand is big.
Yep. Josh Bynes laid a lick on Greg McElroy right there, forcing the early throw.
Ineligible player downfield on the offense. The tight end was covered up. A penalty declined. 4th down.
Good 3 and out right there by Auburn's defense.
And Auburn should get decent field positions. That's the first 3 and out of the day. Yes, it is. Cody Mandel back. Carr for Auburn back at his 36-yard line. Auburn comes after it, unable to get to it. Nice kick. Carr takes the fair catch back at the 25. So we pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Auburn Sports Network. We go in the third quarter. Auburn first down and 10 from their 25 after the 47-yard punt by Mandel. Going right to left, trailing 24-14. Newton waits for the snap in the shotgun. Caleb in motion, fakes it. Here's Newton over the left side. Cam across the 30, and he dives out to the 34-yard line, where Robert Lester knocks him down, but Cam picks up 9 yards on the play.
That was a good quarterback counter draw right there, faking it to McCaleb, and Baron Isom pulls around and knocks the guy out. Good job right there on first down, getting 9 yards.
2nd and 1 from the 39. This time McCaleb in motion to the near side. Cam's going to swing the screen out here to McCaleb at the 40. 45, first down and out of bounds. Out at the 49-yard line. I like that play. D. Milner runs him out of bounds, picks up 15.
That's basically faking the speed sweep and just coming right back to him as he keeps wheeling down the sideline. Good throw and catch right there. Typically, you're not going to defend a play-action fake. Good job right there, Cam Newton finding it.
First down and 10 at the 49. Fake the handoff. Newton's going to keep it over the right side, crosses midfield to the 48, picks up 3. That time he faked it off to McCaleb back to this near side, or excuse me, Cody Burns, and then kept it over the right side and picked up 3. 2nd down and 7. Auburn really wanting to run that hurry up. Alabama getting substitutions in, but just barely. 2nd down and 7 now. Newton back in the shotgun. Here comes Eric Smith in motion. They'll hand it to McCaleb, flip it back to Zachary. Terrell looking for some room, not much there. Gets to the 46, picks up a couple, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 5.
It looked as if it was going to open up pretty good. Cam Newton put a little block on as Zachary came around, but good job right there. D. Milner and Mark Barron coming up. It looks like there may be a flag.
Was there a flag at the end of this play? It's over here near the Alabama sideline. Auburn pointing at Alabama. There been maybe a personal foul at the end of this thing?
Not sure. I didn't see a flag. Substitution penalty.
Wow.
All right, look, Nick Saban doesn't seem to be arguing very much.
Substitution infraction on the defense. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Well, that's a huge play right there. It's going to be 3rd down and about 5. Now it's going to be 2nd down and about 3 or 2 even. And Nick Saban didn't argue very much with that. So obviously he saw there was maybe too many people on the field as well.
So they'll mark it off here. They didn't give Auburn enough. There we go. They got it right.
Okay.
They're about to give Auburn 4 yards
instead
of 5.
Exactly.
So that'll put it at the Alabama 43. 2nd down and 2. Newton gives it. McCaleb bounces it outside. 1st down. Crosses the 35 and pulled down from behind at the 33. C.J. Mosley disrupting the balance of McCaleb, but Omac picks up 11.
And watch now for the fake on that and hitting Emory Blake on the quick screen. That's what they do it off of. Good job right there.
1st and 10. They'll give it to McCaleb again. Same play. 25. McCaleb 20. 15 and out of bounds. Hit hard at the 13-yard line. D. Milner, but it's a 1st down. McCaleb gets right back up after picking up 20.
Gus Malzahn has seen something. That's twice in a row they did that, and McCaleb was able to cut it up inside and get another 1st down carry. Auburn's in the red zone for the first time tonight.
1st and 10. Ball outside the 12-yard line. Here comes Smith. Lines up behind right guard. Here's a quarterback draw. Newton at 10. Turns around backwards, spun down, but he gets all the way down to the 7.5-yard line. C.J. Mosley coming in and kind of forced him backwards and brought him down. They'll spot it just inside the 8, picks up 5.
Nice run, just a quarterback draw right there. Big drive right here. Auburn needs to capitalize getting inside the red zone. Alabama a little bit confused. They're bringing guys off and back on.
2nd down and 5 from the 7.5. This time Fannin in motion. Newton takes the snap. He's going to roll right. He's got Fannin wide open at the 5. He's down to the 1. That's a 1st down and goal for Auburn. 6 yards on the play.
That's
Lester
a play
with
call.
the tackle.
That's a play call we haven't seen this year. Mario Fannin basically comes across the formation, goes into the flat, reminiscent of maybe a 2-point play. Just going out to the flat. Cam Newton throws it to him. Nice pitch and catch inside the 1, down to the 1.
Let's see if they'll just send Cam over the top here. 1st and goal from the 1. Newton waits for it, takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He dives in. Touchdown Auburn! Cam Newton from 1 yard out. 4:25 to go in the 3rd, and the Tigers an extra point away from making this ball game a 3-point difference.
We have ourselves a ball game, ladies and gentlemen. 14 unanswered in the 3rd quarter for this Cardiac Auburn football team. They will not give up.
Extra point attempt from Byram. This is a big one. Kick is up, and it is good. 24-21. 4:25 to go in the 3rd quarter. The first rushing touchdown allowed by this Alabama defense at home this season. Let's go down. It's a Cook's Pest Control sideline report with Quint Riggins.
Thanks, Rod. Let me tell you what happened on that series. Auburn ran a lot of unbalance with Lee Zimba on the same side as Mosley. Now, Auburn, if you remember, they hit
where they scored a touchdown in the first 1 minute, held Alabama, and they come back on a long drive to get within striking distance.
Take care of your car, and your car will take care of you. Don't use low-quality gasoline that can leave crud in the engine. Use the gasoline that cleans. Chevron with Techron. Care for your car.
Boy, this Auburn team is just never this year in 11 games. They just tend to find a way to get back in games. Just when you get down 24-0 against the defending national champion, and you score 21 unanswered to make a game out of it. And obviously a long, long way to go. But now it's imperative that this Auburn defense continue to put pressure on Greg McElroy and continue to try to hold him.
Tigers will kick it away here. Richardson and Jones back deep. It is now 24-21 Alabama. Byram. Line drive kick. Hits at the 17 and bounces right through Richardson and Jones into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. I'm not sure if there was confusion.
I think it was kind of a knuckleball, a low liner, and went kind of right in between them, and they didn't communicate very well on who had it, so they both just kind of let it go. And that's a big, that's a nice little win right there, because the last time Alabama started on the 40 from a kickoff out of bounds.
1st and 10, Crimson Tide from their own 20. Richardson will open the drive as a tailback. Williams is the tight end, Dial the H-back. Single receivers to each side. They'll line up with a fullback in the backfield. That's Dial. They'll hand it to Richardson, and he stood up after a 1-yard gain by Stevens and driven back by a wave of white jerseys.
Boy, how about that momentum right now? Auburn coming in second in the conference in rush defense. They allow Richardson to get back to the line of scrimmage. Only about a half-a-yard gain on first down.
Second down and 9.5, coming up on the 4-minute mark here in the third quarter. Jones splits out left, Mays to the right. Pistol formation this time for the Crimson Tide. Now they'll back out of it and send Brad Smelly as an H-back out here as a flanker to the near side. Going from left to right, Alabama here. Shotgun snap to McElroy. Across the middle, Jones, ball knocked loose, incomplete. At the 40-yard line, Julio took a pretty good lick.
Oh, and that one should have been caught. That was a good throw by McElroy. Julio Jones come up with little alligator arms on that one. El Toro Freeman was bearing down on him from the linebacker position, and then the safety position coming over the back. Actually, it was Josh Bynes bearing down on him, and he hit the ball out. Actually, it was going to be called. That was a great play by Josh Bynes. Julio actually caught that ball, and Josh Bynes knocked it out, and that's what Quentin talked about all year. In the Tampa 2, the middle linebacker's got to get deep. He did a good job of getting deep to knock that ball out.
Third down and 9.5. Man in motion is Mays, left to right. McElroy in the shotgun. He's going to dump it off underneath to Richardson, looking for some room. He's not going to get the first down. He's pulled down from behind in the 23 by Carter. And look at those Auburn fans up in the north end zone. Going nuts.
That is the second 3-and-out in a row. That time, Alabama gets all of 3 yards in 3 plays. They sniff out the screen right there. Richardson does all he can to try to reverse his field, but Carter took him down, and Carter was awfully close to lining up in the neutral zone on that one.
Carr back at the 40, waiting for the punt here from Mandel, who stands inside his own 10. Auburn brought some rush the last time and came pretty close to getting to it. This time they'll back up. Mandel with a punt. Carr takes it at the 35. Doesn't call for the fair catch. Ball is knocked loose, and Alabama has it at the 28-yard line. Alabama says they have it. Courtney Upshaw does. Oh, turnovers on the road.
Well, there's no excuse for it. That's all that can be said. Quindarius Carr took a lick. He's fair caught him. He fair caught the last one that was a bomb that he shouldn't have fair caught. But that one he should have fair caught. He was bearing down on him. He got away from the first would-be tackler and took a nasty lick. But you know what? No excuse for it. You cannot have turnovers on the special teams, period. Auburn was right back in the game, poised to take the lead, and then a turnover.
Upshaw knocked it loose. Kirkpatrick fell on it. Well, all right, let's see what Auburn can do now. First bad thing to go against them here in this third quarter of play. Alabama back out on the field at the 27 of Auburn. McElroy looking downfield, throws, caught by Jones at the 13, and he's knocked out of bounds by Nico Thorpe.
When McElroy's getting up, that's actually a lineman getting up a little bit gingered. And nice throwing catch right there by McElroy on the corner out, wide open for the first down catch inside the 15, all set up by a turnover on special teams.
First and 10 Alabama at the Auburn 13-yard line. Jones lines up to the left. Slot formation to the right. Mays and Smelly to this near side. Ingram in the backfield with McElroy. And they're going to throw the pass to Jones, who makes the catch inside the 10 and is hit immediately at the 8 by Thorpe and Freeman. And they spot him down at the 7. That's a 6-yard gain.
Inside the 15, they're still playing 10 yards off of Julio Jones. And that's something, I mean, Thorpe was way off of him. That's an easy pitch and catch right there inside the 15.
No ball now down to the 7. Anthony Steen coming off. He was the best.
Sheen came off. Now number 52 is in there, McCullough.
Yeah, he's normally a right tackle. McElroy in the shotgun. Looks. Throws incomplete inside the 5. Intended for Jones. Thorpe knocked it away, and that'll bring up third down. Now, if you could hold him here, that field goal attempt, you've done something.
Yeah, especially when with the field position that Auburn or Alabama was given on the fumble. If you can do anything to hold them right here, and you got to watch out for a draw right here. It's 3rd and 4. You got to be careful of a draw.
24-21, Alabama trying to take advantage of the Auburn turnover. Watch for Jones. He lines up to the near side. He's in the slot over here, or rather Hank's in the slot over here with Jones. They're going to throw for the end zone. Incomplete. Oh, there comes a flag.
Oh, and you got another flag by the umpire as well. You got another flag, and that could be huge because that would look like there's going to be a holding.
Nick Fairley's pointing at Alabama.
Yeah, but you got a flag, and it's going to offset.
Yep.
Prior to the snap, false start, 65, offense, 5-yard penalty, remains, third down.
Well, that's huge right there. That's gigantic. The umpire called the flag, and usually when he calls it, it's a holding.
Yeah. And
that's a dead ball foul, so it wiped off Auburn's interference. Now it's 3rd and long.
3rd down and 9 for Alabama.
And you got to be careful not, Alabama will still try to throw that stick post.
Jones again lines up to this near side. This time Mays is in the slot. 3rd down play. McElroy looking left all the way, flushed out of the pocket. He is in trouble, and he is ripped down back at the 15-yard line by El Toro Freeman.
Wow, what a huge stand right there by that Auburn defense. Forced a 3 and out. They have to come back on the field in horrible field position due to the fumble, and they hold Alabama to what would be a field goal, about a 32-yarder.
How about just blocking this thing? This will be about a 33-yarder from the far hash mark.
You got to be careful of any kind of fakes or anything.
Here's the snap, the place. The kick is up, and it is good. So Alabama gets 3, and that's a victory for Auburn. They are still less than a touchdown down in this game. 1:05 to go in the 3rd quarter, and so much time left. Alabama leads now 27-21. Really a victory for the Auburn Alpha Insurance. Like Ron Burgundy. I'll read whatever's on the card.
That's great movie. Great movie reference, by the way. Hey, how about this? How about this for an adjustment for Auburn's defense? Alabama's, their last 19 plays has only produced 29 yards. That's an offense or a defense that gave up 300 and over 350 in the first half.
Yeah. I mean, Greg McElroy setting a career-high throwing the football in one half a play. Well, Auburn's been able to put some pressure on number 12 here in the second half. And now Auburn will get the ball back here on this kickoff. 1:05 to go in the third, down by 6. Boy, oh boy, was that big to hold him to just field goal there.
With all the momentum in the world, and much like the Mississippi State game, Quindarius Carr, just a bad decision to not fair catch that. He feels like if you fair catch all of them, I need to maybe try to return one, and he took a vicious lick and forced the fumble.
Foster with the kickoff. Taken by Washington at the 5 to the 10, 15, 20, 25 in traffic across the 30 and out to the 33-yard line. Nice return by DeMond. Cade Foster, the kicker, brings him down.
Well, Auburn has done exactly what they wanted to do, Rod.
Yep.
Less than a minute to go in the third quarter. They've cut this lead from 24-0 down to a 6-point lead. They're right where they want to be with the ball on the 33-yard line.
57 seconds remain in the third. Here comes Cam Newton bringing his squad back out. Three receivers. Now McCaleb in motion. They'll fake it to Ontario. Newton dances his way across the 35. Leaped over a man and out to the 36. Picks up 3, maybe 4 yards on that play. Yep, just across the 36. Dante Hightower wrapping him up around the ankles. Mark Barron coming in to help him out. Almost to the 37. So second down and 6 now for the Tigers. McCaleb in motion this time. Again, the fake. And now Newton's going to swing that screen out to McCaleb at the 40, 45, and takes a good lick by Kirkpatrick before going out of bounds at the 46 of Auburn. That's a first down for the Tigers, 9 yards on that play. Second time we've seen that. Fake to McCaleb on the sweep. Will jab step ahead by Newton, and then he swings it out to McCaleb again. First and 10 Auburn. 4-down lineman for Alabama. Tigers keep it on the ground with Dyer up the middle to the 49. Picks up 3. And that'll bring us to the end of the third quarter of play. Auburn out near midfield. 15 minutes of football remaining. And it's a ball game here at Bryant-Denny Stadium with Alabama leading Auburn 27-21. We'll be back with the fourth quarter as Auburn football continues in a moment. With Alabama scoring the first 24 points of the ball game. But as we go to the fourth quarter, it's exactly what we thought. 15 minutes of football, Stan, pretty much even. And the Tigers trail by 6. Anybody's ball game right here.
Exactly, and that's in Auburn. Credit them. They took them just one quarter to get right back in the thick of this game. They outscored Alabama 21-3 in that quarter.
Auburn half huddle, quickly to the line. This time Newton will line up in the shotgun. And there's the fake and the Statue of Liberty. And McCaleb crosses midfield and upended at the 47. Picks up 4. C.J. Mosley with the stop. Eric Smith trying to hold that block, and McCaleb just kind of ran into him. So now, big third down. Third down and 3 at the Alabama 47. Crimson Tide trying to get their personnel in. They finally do. Auburn needing the 44. Auburn just 3 of 9 on third downs today. Newton takes the snap. He's going to swing the screen out. Pass is caught at midfield by Blake, and he will not get the first down. Beautifully read by Alabama's Daquan Menzie, and may have picked up a half a yard.
I mean, it took a fraction of a second for Cam Newton to get that ball out there, and there was not a linebacker in the middle there, and I thought that Cam Newton may call the quarterback draw. Would have been a perfect call because the linebacker was out on the wide side rushing.
Auburn thinking about going for this. They'll use a timeout. They have to. Play clock is already down to 11. They've not even set themselves at the line. So Auburn will use a timeout with 13:49 to go in the football game. And at the Alabama 47, they need to get to the Crimson Tide 44. And Gene Chizik and Gus Malzahn will talk things over here as Auburn uses its first timeout here in the second half. We'll keep it right here.
Well, it would have been a perfect time for that quarterback draw because Alabama took a chance, but a lot.
Auburn trailed 24-0. They scored 21 unanswered before the Crimson Tide got a field goal following an Auburn turnover.
And the biggest thing is when they get to the line of scrimmage, they're not going to be able to make a lot of checks, and they've got to go with the play called because this place is going to be loud.
Auburn this year on 4th down, 3 of 5. They've not gone for it a lot, but it looks like they may be going for it here. Ball at the 47 of Alabama. And Auburn needing to get down to the 44. 27-21 our score. Don't forget tomorrow, Auburn basketball on the air beginning at 6:30 tomorrow night with a Tiger tip-off show. Damian Fishback, Brad Law, and myself will have the broadcast for you from the new Auburn Arena. Auburn and Jacksonville. And don't forget Tiger Talk Thursday night at 7 to get you ready for the championship game next Saturday. Airtime at 1 o'clock Central from the Georgia Dome. That's when we'll have Auburn and South Carolina for the SEC title. Well, here we go. 4th down and about 3. Cam Newton in the shotgun. Fannin lines up to his right. Auburn needs the 44. 2 receivers to each side of the field. Now they'll bring Lutzenkirchen out of that slot, and it looks like they're going to pooch kick now. Newton takes the snap. No, they're going to go for it. They're going to throw. Far sideline. Adams makes the catch on the Auburn boundary at the 39-yard line.
That's huge right there. They tried that before. They line up like they're going to do a little pooch kick, and they tried to go for it before in the game. It did not work, but this time works to perfection. A little comeback route to Darvin Adams. 8 yards and a first down.
Picks up 8. First down and 10. Now from the Alabama 39. Cam's going to keep it. Around right end. 35. 30. Near sideline and out of bounds. That's a first down. All the way to the 26-yard line. Picks up 12.
Well, this offense is starting to get rolling a little bit right there. Got a little confidence in the third quarter. That time, Cam Newton keeps it on the end around all the way down to the 26-yard line.
Dyer in the backfield with Newton now. First down and 10 from the Alabama 26. They'll give it to Dyer. He gets to the outside. 20, 15, and out of bounds he goes at the 14, maybe the 13-yard line. Will Lowry runs him out. 13 on that play, and that's another first down.
Another first down carry over the right side again this time, and Alabama a little bit on skates now. Marcel Darius is tough getting up. Auburn's got the NASCAR going.
First and 10. They spotted him out at the 14. Straight up the middle, picks up 4. Check that 3. Inside the 10 goes Dyer. Let's see where they spotted him. They have spotted it right at the 10. Yeah, that's not a great spot. Still ends up picking up close to 4. Second down play coming up. Pugh snaps it back to Newton. Here's the screen pass. Caught by Blake at the 10. Down to the 6. And that'll bring up third down. C.J. Mosley coming up to finish it off along with Will Lowry.
Well, Alabama does a really good job of pursuing on those quick screens.
Ball just inside the 7. Third down and about 3. Tigers down by 6. Fannin in the backfield with Newton. Cam takes the snap. Looking for the receiver. He's got Lutzenkirchen. Touchdown Auburn! Touchdown Auburn! Lutzenkirchen. He threw it back across the field. 7-yard play. Touchdown Tigers. We're tied at 27.
What a play call right there. A little half roll to the wide side, and Philip Lutzenkirchen sneaks out of the backfield, does a drag route across to the weak side, and a perfect throw and execution, and a nice grab, and Auburn is poised to take the lead.
Josh Harris to snap it to Neil Caudle. There it is. Byram kicks it, and it is good for the first time today. Auburn leads 28 27, that 24-point deficit, a distant memory with 11:55 to go in the football game. The Tigers have the lead, and we'll be back after this from Verizon Wireless. You'll ever taste made in Alabama. It's a Royal Sausage scoring summary. 11 plays, 67 yards, 4 minutes, 10 seconds. The time of the drive, Cam Newton finds someone who's becoming a favorite receiver of his, Lutzenkirchen, his 12th catch of the year. 5 of them now have gone for touchdowns. And with 11:55 to go, Stan, for the first time today, Auburn has the lead.
It was 24-0. 24-0, and Auburn has outscored Alabama 28-3 since that point. Long time left in this.
Yeah.
Now Auburn's got to keep the pressure on. They got to keep it on and keep it on.
Jones and Richardson back deep to return this kick.
Boy, now Auburn has done a fantastic job defensively of adjusting, just like they have all year in the second half. They just got to keep that pressure on Greg McElroy and company.
Waiting for TV to come back from their timeout. And here we go. Ball teed up at the 30. And Byron ready to kick it away to Richardson and Jones. Byram ready. Takes a run on it. End over end, not real deep. Taken by Jones at the 10, 15, 20, 25, and across the 30 to the 31, maybe the 32. Demetrius McNeil. Chris Davis also in on the play.
Well, Julio Jones comes up a little bit limping on that play. He didn't get a hit. He just slipped down, but he came up a little hobbly.
So it's 1st and 10 now for Alabama. They spot it just across the 30. 11:48 to go here in the football game. Jones will not start this drive as he walked off or limped off the field. Instead, it'll be Earl Alexander. McElroy in the pistol. Richardson the tailback. They'll hand it to Richardson over the left side, and he escapes a couple of tackles and picks up pretty good yards across the 35 out to the 38. Picks up 7 on the play.
Well, he's just a tough runner.
Yeah.
Trent Richardson, 5'11", 225-pound sophomore. Just a tough running back.
2nd and 3 from just across the 37-yard line. Now they'll move it ahead a half yard to the 38. Mays splits out to the left. Alexander, the wide out to the left side as Julio Jones is tended to on the Alabama bench. And again, it's the pistol. Richardson behind McElroy. This time they'll give it to Richardson over the left side. And he has the first down across the 40 to the 42-yard line. Picks up 4 on that one. As Carter and McNeil combine on the stop.
I think Alabama now is content since with Auburn's explosion. They're trying to now line up in a little bit more ace formation with 2 tight ends and try to establish the line of scrimmage.
Josh Bynes having a little equipment trouble down there. They'll let him get that corrected. He'll stay in the ball game. First down and 10 from their own 43-yard line. Auburn now leading 28-27. McElroy to throw on first down. Feeling pressure. Shovels it ahead to Richardson. Oh, nice play. And Richardson makes the catch to the 50. And McElroy a little slow in getting up, but he bounces up, picks up 7 on the play. Very heads-up play by McElroy, who was in some trouble.
Yeah, he did it, just shoveled that pass forward, got in trouble. Nick Fairley was at his feet. And look, he was getting a lot of pressure from the linebacker. He just flipped it forward to Richardson for a nice 8-yard gain on first down.
Yeah, they give it 9 full yards. What a great spot.
Well, he's close to passing the line of scrimmage on that. Big time close.
Alexander and Gibson, the wide outs to this near side on 2nd down and 1. They'll give it to Richardson. Looks for the corner. Looks for the first down marker, and I think he got it. Maybe just a little bit short. We'll see.
Good pursuit right there by the Auburn defensive front, and El Toro Freeman and Josh Bynes took him down actually for only about a half-yard gain.
So 3rd down. The clock runs here with 9:25 to go. No gain on the play, really. Maybe a half yard. Third down and very short.
I look for a quarterback sneak right here.
Mays splits out to the near side. And it doesn't look like they're going to do anything real fancy here. Richardson in the backfield. Down to 2, down to 1. And just barely got the timeout called. Did Alabama. So that leaves Alabama with only one timeout remaining here in this final quarter, as they called not timeout with 9 minutes to go. Looking at third down and inches here from the Auburn 47-yard line. We'll take a timeout as well. We'll be back after this from Anheuser-Busch. For AL Kids, that's 1-866-425-5437. Third down and inches here, Stan. Really, I would be surprised if Alabama did anything fancy.
Yeah, I think they're going to do a quarterback sneak. It's third down and literally about a foot, so I wouldn't expect them to try to drop back, 3 or 4 yards for a handoff and risk, an Auburn guy jetting in there and taking down a running back. I would expect just a quarterback sneak.
9 minutes to go. Auburn with their first lead of the day, 28-27, but Alabama has taken it into Auburn territory just outside the 47. Alabama quickly to the line. They'll sneak it ahead, and they'll get the first down. Flag on the play, though. Is Auburn offside?
Well, not sure.
Is Alabama moving? Auburn's pointing at Alabama.
Oh, man, illegal shift. They didn't get set. They tried what Auburn does, to get up to the line very quickly. And after a timeout, they come up with an illegal shift.
Illegal shift on the offense. Not all players got set. 5-yard penalty, third down.
That could wind up being huge if Auburn can get a stop right here. Coming out of a timeout, They get an illegal shift. They try to rush up there somewhat like Auburn does, but they didn't set in time, and now it's third down and a little over 5.
Mays to the near side. Alexander the far side. Richardson the tailback. Third down and just a little bit more than 5. McElroy feeling pressure. Throws to Mays. Tries to stretch it out, but comes up short as he makes the catch, but it's going to be close enough for them to go for it. It's about a yard, maybe less than a yard. Nico Thorpe with the tackle.
Man, and
boy, what a great spot they had.
And Nick Fairley was putting the pressure on Greg McElroy. And, man, that's going to have to be looked at as well, because we'll see on the replay if Marquise Mays, he got the ball extended out, but was his knee down? Oh, his knee was down.
Yeah. They stretch the chain out, and it's short by an inch.
And now you got to look for another quarterback. They're going to do a quarterback sneak again.
Yeah.
It's 4th and inches, but I tell you, they were fortunate. They got a pretty good spot right there, because Mays' knee went down right there, and then he reached the ball out. Should have been about a half a yard back from where it was spotted. But, yeah, they were going to go for this either way. It doesn't matter if it was, 4th and a yard or 4th and a foot.
All right. Here we go. 4th down and not even inches, I think, this time. The length of a chain. Alabama quickly to the line. Look for the quarterback sneak. And I don't know he got it.
I don't
think he got it.
I do not know about that one. It's all about the spot.
It looks awful good. Auburn comes out from the bottom of the pile with a football. Freeman. They're going to spot it. That's when they clear the pile. We'll have to see. It would be a miracle if Auburn stopped them.
Yeah.
Because they only needed an inch or 2.
Yeah, and that's all they need is an inch, and just the spot alone.
Looking at the spot on TV, it looks like they've got it.
The spot alone got it for them. I tell you, then that's a tough one. That's a very tough one. Auburn got the surge, and the backers came right over. I'm not sure he got anywhere, but by the spot.
Boy, what an awful spot, too.
Yeah, that was a bad spot. Josh Bynes and company did a fantastic job with that surge. Only needed about a foot, but I'm not sure. It's a tough one, too.
Yeah.
It's a tough one when you're in a pile like that. But, man, it looked as if it was Auburn stopped them cold.
8:11 to go. Clock starts to run now. First down and 10 Alabama at the Auburn 46. Now to buckle it down here. Alabama only needs a field goal to take the lead. Two receivers off to the right, one to the left. Now they'll go two to the left. They'll bring one of them in motion. Pitch it to Ingram. He's got a nice block, but he gets cut down, and the ball comes loose. And Alabama falls on it at the 43-yard line. Picks up 4, does Ingram. Demond Washington cut his feet out from under him. It'll bring up second down and 6.5 or so.
Well, Ingram's put the ball on the ground 3 times today, if I'm not mistaken, and one was costly. It was a touchback for Auburn.
Norwood and Alexander to the left. This is Mays to the near side, or to the right rather. Mays to the left. Pistol formation for Greg McElroy. Takes the snap, hands it to Richardson over the right side, and he has the first down inside the 35 to the 34.
Well, and
picks up
Alabama got away with one. Chance Warmack, the left guard, jumped before. He was pulling out, and he got kind of a head start. His head bobbed. If you look at the replay, the left guard right there, he leaned back, and he got a head start, and they got away with one right there. Should have been an illegal procedure penalty on that one.
28-27 Auburn, but Alabama driving here in the fourth quarter with 6:48 to go. Alexander to the left, Mays to the right. Ingram stays in at tailback. Pistol formation for the Crimson Tide. And on first down, they'll give it to Ingram again, and Auburn gets back there and drops him for a loss at the 38-yard line. Getting back there was Nico Thorpe hitting him first, and then D. Ford finished him off.
Good pressure right there by Nico Thorpe.
Yep.
D. Ford
got into the backfield.
Yep. Great job right there with the penetration.
That's a loss of 3. Second down and 13 now for Alabama with 6:10 to go. Julio Jones. They've been tending to him on the bench over here. He hurt his ankle on their last kickoff return. Or we think an ankle. Trips to the right. Single receiver to the left. McElroy steps into one. Throws it deep downfield, and it is incomplete. Over his head, says the back judge. And that draws the boos from the crowd. I was waiting for it, Stan.
Yep.
I was waiting for it, but it didn't come.
Yeah,
Kevin Norwood, the intended receiver. Demond Washington with the coverage.
Very high throw right there, and there was three receivers, 3 referees actually, officials looking at it, and that ball was incredibly uncatchable. Demond Washington was there quick, but the ball was way behind the receiver, and they were a smart play on the no call because it was uncatchable.
Very well could be 4-down territory for Alabama here. Third down and 13 from the Auburn 37. Down to 2, down to 1. They just get the play off. Here comes pressure. McElroy is going down to Sharvin Bell. Slams McElroy down at the 40, and McElroy is hurt.
Well, and that's his right shoulder. I tell you what, being a quarterback, I know how he feels. Alabama separated my shoulder. In 1992, he got slammed down pretty hard on it, and I think that's on his right shoulder. You never want to see a kid get hurt.
It was a good, clean, hard hit by Tisharvin Bell, but you're right. McElroy came down hard.
Yeah, and that was all due to the fact that McElroy had to get the play off because the play clock was saying 1 second.
5th sack of the day for this Auburn defense.
Well, and you got to look for it now. It's 4th and long. I'm not sure that Alabama would try to go for this. They may try to pin Auburn back with 5.5 minutes to go in the game and see if they can hold them.
We'll take a timeout with the injury. Continue to take a look at Greg McElroy. Certainly hope that he is okay, but they have brought the cart out there with the stretcher. He came down hard on his right shoulder just moments ago in this stadium. Very, very quiet right now. 5:36 to go in the football game, and Auburn leading Alabama 28-27 as we go down to a Cooks Pest Control sideline report with Quentin Riggins.
Thanks, Rod. They're lifting Greg McElroy up, Alabama starting quarterback. You know, one thing about it, what are your options here if you're Nick Saban? Do you bring your backup quarterback in, 4th and 16, and go for it, a la Pat Nick, Stan White? Do you do that, or do you punt, play defense, and knowing that your defense has not stopped Auburn the last couple of drives? Tough decision for Nick Saban.
You know, Rod, I'm not so sure that Greg McElroy's bell didn't get wrong. It looked like he was wobbly coming off the field. I'm not so sure. I thought at first it may have been a shoulder, but it looks like that they're kind of holding him up like he a shoulder or a head injury, but you never want to see that. And it was a clean hit. There's no question about it.
And Alabama's going to punt it here. Auburn is slow in getting their punt team out. They finally get Etheridge off the field just in time. As Cody Mandel's going to punt it away, Quindarius Carr back at the 10. Well, Quindarius has already, Auburn's only got 10 men out there, but Quindarius has already bumbled one today, and maybe Alabama hoping that happens again. Instead, it's a shank. Mandel shanks it out of bounds at the 27-yard line. My goodness gracious. What a turn of events. What a turn of events. A 13-yard punt. And Auburn, very well, Stan, could have been pinned back very deep. Instead, they'll start at the 27-yard line or thereabouts.
And let's don't forget, Alabama only has one timeout now. I mean, Auburn obviously has got to put together a good drive. They've got to get 4 or 5 first downs to try to run this clock down. But Alabama only has one timeout left. Auburn needs to just run its offense, put together another drive, and ice this thing.
Tigers up by a point, 28-27. First down and 10 from their own 27 with 5:18 to go. 4 receivers to the near side. Now they'll bring Eric Smith in motion into the backfield. Cam Newton's going to run the quarterback draw straight ahead to the 29. Picks up maybe a yard, maybe 2, depending on the spot. Nico Johnson with the tackle for the Crimson Tide. Only a yard they give him to the 28. Second down and 9 now. Clock runs with 4:58, 4:57 to go.
You got to figure with Alabama only one timeout, Auburn has got to move the chains about 3 times and run this thing out.
3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Empty backfield for the Tigers. Newton running that clock down. Takes the snap with about 2 on the play clock. He's going to run it. Bounces it outside. Newton crosses the 30 and pulled down at around the 32. 5 yards short of the first down. Mosley wraps him up. And that'll bring up 3rd down and a 5 for the Tigers here with the clock coming up on 4 minutes.
This is a huge 3rd down right here. Auburn coming into this game over 50% on the year on 3rd downs. None bigger than this one right here coming up on 4 minutes to go in the game.
Auburn just 4 of 11 today on 3rd down. But if they can move the chains here, go a long way in getting the Tigers a win. They need the 37. Newton reads it, fakes the handoff, straight ahead. First down, Tigers. Faked it to McCaleb.
What about that spot? My goodness.
And the spot, I think.
Man. That's got to be a challenge.
Yeah,
he was spotted literally a yard and a half back where the ball went down. That has got to be a challenge.
Wow. They're going to bring the chains. I don't think he got enough. The way they spotted it,
I don't think so. But
the nose of the
even
football.
When he went down on his knee, it's where the ball is, not where his knee hits. That's a horrible spot on that one.
They're going to stretch the chain here. And inches. That is just a terrible spot. We've seen that 3 or 4 times today.
Yeah, that's got to be one that's got to be challenged, I believe. I mean, how on earth?
And I'm surprised we're not getting CBS. That's the monitor we have. And Auburn says, you know what? We only have an inch. We can't get an inch. We don't deserve to win this football game.
You got to be careful now because it's going to get loud. You got to be up there and get set.
Auburn literally inches away. And they're actually going to put Newton in the shotgun. Ice him in the backfield to block. Auburn maybe trying to draw him offside here. As the clock runs down. Nope. Newton leaps. He has it. Over the pile. And an Auburn first down with 3:08 to go.
Wow. What a gutsy call, first of all, on their own 35-yard line, 36-yard line. And then they decide to go for it, and Newton dives over the pile. Going inside of 3 minutes now. They've got an extra set of 3 downs.
2:56 to go. Alabama with 1 timeout to use.
They can get one more first down here. Game's over. 1 more first down.
Burns and McCaleb split out to the left. Now they'll bring McCaleb in motion. Newton will keep it himself. Wants to bounce it outside. He can't do it. Drop for a loss. Back around the 36. Timeout called by Alabama to stop the clock with 2:35 to go in the football game. Is Cam hurt?
Yeah, Cam Newton looked like he got a little bit of a knee or an ankle twisted. He come up. He's trying to run it off.
Yeah. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Auburn Sports Network. Looked like Cam got stepped on by accident just at the end of the play. Someone stepped on the back of his leg.
Not sure. Yeah, not sure what happened. And now, Cam Newton has been the ball carrier this whole drive.
Yeah.
If Auburn can somehow bait Alabama into thinking he's got it and give it to McCaleb or maybe pop a little pass out into the flat and get a first down, this game is over.
2:35 to go. Auburn losing 2 on that last play. Alabama now out of timeouts.
Well, that's the key. In these next 2 downs, you get 12 yards and you're celebrating one of the biggest comebacks in Iron Bowl history.
Boy, I tell you, it has to be right up there, maybe the biggest. That would take some research, but it would be right up there. Still got to do something here, though, to assure that you've come back to win this thing. Listen to this crowd. My goodness gracious. Newton hands it off to McCaleb to the left end. He's at the 40 and ridden down from behind there. And Alabama now, they cannot stop the clock. 2:19. Staying in bounds was McCaleb at the 40. It's 3rd down and 9.
Well, the big thing is it was a wide play, so it took a while to run. Auburn can take this down into about the 150 range. And I don't look for him to put it in the air now. I look for him to win it on defense.
Down to 149 before they have to snap the ball, or about 150. Tigers need the 49-yard line. And Auburn's going to use a timeout here as they run the play clock down to 1. They call a timeout with 1:47.
Delay of game foul. We had a timeout pulled by Auburn. That is their second charge timeout.
1:47. The clock is stopped. And Auburn will be looking at 3rd down and 9. Leading Alabama 28-27. The Regions Bank postgame show is coming up with a full scoreboard update, highlights, a visit inside the locker room, and our John Deere run of the game. All coming up on the Regions Bank postgame show.
Well, I sure would like to see the offense win it right here, obviously.
You're right, brother.
I'd love to see. If they run a play, they can probably run it down into about the minute range because a play may take about 5 or 6 seconds. So if they get a first down, obviously the game's over, but I'd love to see them get that and not rely on the defense.
Let's go down to Cook's Pest Control sideline report with Quentin Riggins.
To keep this ball on the ground, either a bootleg with Cam Newton or counter with Cam Newton. I do not put this ball in the air. Auburn running right now, unbalanced. Watch the hand sweep to the field, guys.
Open side is to the right. They hand it to McCaleb. Looks for the corner. And he is pulled down from behind to the 39-yard line by Nico Johnson. Well, Alabama still has a life here. It will not be Greg McElroy, though, running quarterback when they get the ball back.
And what you got to do is obviously you got to get the punt off. Auburn will be able to take it down to about 1:02. But you got to get the punt off, but also you got to have good coverage as well.
Ryan Shoemaker in. Could Auburn use another timeout here to let this thing get down?
Well, I think they will. I think they'll use it.
Yeah, Gene Chizik waiting right next to the umpire, and he calls the line judge, and he calls the timeout, stopping the clock with 1:01 to go. Auburn leads 28-27. Alabama needing to get into field goal range to have a chance to win this football game.
Well, and you got to have, first of all, you got to protect, but also you've got to have good coverage downfield. Got to get nice hang time. Obviously, you'd like to get a booming kick, but you know what? You just want about a 35 or 40 yarder with good hang time with no return. But Marquise Mays is going to do everything he can to return this punt. He's not going to fair catch this unless it's just a really high kick.
McCaleb was hurt on that last play, by the way. Came up a little hobbled.
It has turned into one, definitely.
Biggest punt of Ryan Shoemaker's career. He stands back at the 26. Let's see if Alabama comes after it. Shoemaker takes it. No, they'll set up the coverage. A wobbly kick. Marquise Mays lets it bounce. 25 takes it back at the 19, and he goes down at the 19-yard line. And the clock sits at 51 seconds to go as Darvin Adams gets down on the 41-yard punt by Ryan Shoemaker.
Well, it was effective. It wasn't pretty, but it was effective. Marquise Mays let that one drop. And let's see, Julio Jones, I believe, is back in the game, or he's going to come back out, I believe.
Yep. They want him back out there. Yep. He was walking off and coming back in. It's A.J. McCarron. All right, here we go. 51 seconds to go from their 19-yard line. Alabama needs to get in field goal range. McCarron in the shotgun. Waits for the snap. Here comes pressure. Hit as he throws, and incomplete. Intended for Jones out here at the 30. Nico Thorpe had the coverage. 5 seconds elapse off the clock, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
Well, Nick Fairley put so much pressure right up the middle on A.J. McCarron. It just forced A.J. McCarron to throw the ball very quickly out of the break and look for them to go to some underneath stuff to give the receivers an opportunity to run with it afterwards.
2nd down and 10. Jones to this near side. That's the short side of the field. Slot formation to the right for McCarron. He'll take the snap. It's going to go deep down the middle of the field, and it's intercepted! Intercepted by Auburn! To Sharvin Bell, they say he dropped it. Oh, he couldn't hang on.
Oh, man.
Oh, he couldn't hang on at the 47. The ground, he hit it hard. Norwood was the intended receiver, and my goodness. Holy cow.
Wow. I mean, it was right in the hands of Sharvin Bell. You just got to catch that. You got to come up with it no matter what. You got to come up with it. It was hit out by Norwood.
Norwood did a good job of knocking it out.
But you got to secure that ball. You just got to get it.
3rd down and 10 now. 39 seconds to go from the 19. McCarron to throw again. Steps up in the pocket. Throws incomplete. Coming across the middle for Norwood. And it's 4th down and 10.
Norwood had some running room on that one. Underneath drag route. McCarron couldn't do anything else but put it right where he put it. Norwood just dropped it. Well, if you're Auburn, obviously you can't get beat deep, but you got to know the sticks. This is your ball game right here.
35 seconds to go. 4th down and 10 for Alabama. Crowd, the Auburn crowd on their feet in the north end zone. Here's your ball game. McCarron drops back, throws, and it is incomplete. Nico Thorpe broke it up at the 25-yard line. Intended for Julio Jones. Auburn's going to win. Auburn is going to win.
That is your ball game, folks. One of the biggest comebacks in Auburn history and Iron Bowl history. 24-3. 24-0. Check that. 28-7 is going to be your final score. This Auburn football team would not be denied. Came to Tuscaloosa, riding this train on to Atlanta next week with the possible stop in Glendale, Arizona, my friend.
All Cam Newton has to do is come out and take a knee. There it is. For the 8th time in 11 years.
And the Alabama players don't go out to shake hands. They run back to the locker room.
For the 8th time in 11 meetings, Auburn defeats Alabama. And today, inside the walls of Bryant's Court, Newton's Law reigns supreme. Tigers 28, Alabama 27, a 24-point deficit erased And Auburn finishes the regular season 12-0. And they go to Atlanta with a chance to play for a trip to Glendale, Arizona. Stan White, an unbelievable comeback.
What a fantastic 24-0. Looked like all was gone, all was lost. An 11-0 season, they came in here and it was falling apart before our very eyes, Rod Bramlett, and they just would not be denied. They came out, they won the third quarter, they won the fourth quarter. And like I said, this train keeps on rolling. And you know what? No one gave them a chance. The national pundits came through and say Alabama is going to win this game. There's no way you can go in to the defending national champions lair and win. And Auburn did just that. They won. And they can claim next week, if they go into Atlanta and keep this train rolling, that it's all, we just do what we do.
Lock and load, my friend. Tigers 28, Crimson. 2 years ago, we asked everyone just to believe. It was hard when it was 24-0. It was real hard, but you kept believing. You kept thinking that there's still a chance with number 2 leading the offense and number 90 leading the defense. You just had to go back to what we said all along. All this team does is win. Auburn is unbeaten.
And they stay there. And they stay there. And they stay there. Cause all I do is win. And if you going in, put your hands in the air. Make them stay there.
They'll give it to McCaleb around left end. McCaleb 35 for a whole 40. 45, 50. Foot race to the 20, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown Auburn! They're going to run the Wildcat here with Cody. He's going to throw. Cameron Newton is the intended receiver in the end zone. Did he catch it? Yes! They'll just hand it off to Dyer. Has a hole. He's across the 20. He's gone. Look at that burst of speed.
Shot out of a cannon.
There goes Cam. 15, 10, 5, dive. He's in.
Wow.
Touchdown, Auburn! Auburn wins.
Just win, baby, win. All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up.
Auburn has won the West, and they're going to Atlanta.
And they stay there.